Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Roval for the finale of the round of 12. We are at the Charlotte Roval for 400 kilometers of action. I'm in the booth, Marcy at the bottom with Carlos Acosta pushing the buttons. As you can see, we got the guys on the grid heading to the green flag right now. Exciting race coming up. We got a lot of drivers that are trying to get into the playoffs here. We got the playoff graphics on the screen. Robert Miller and Lucas Hoytsman have locked their way into that round of 8. So going into Vegas, nothing to worry about for them. A lot of good drivers here trying below that cut line that are trying to get in right now. Patrick Gitter, RJ Root, Adam Benefield, and Dustin Hall trying to make their way in. And not to mention, we got Andrew Dyson and Alex Murray, who are right above that cut line. Two excellent road racers that are trying to secure that way into the round of 8.
Yeah, 6th through 10th is essentially where the battle is for this cutoff, as any of these drivers can realistically move up or move down. Adam Benefield will probably need really good stage results and the win to get in, and Dustin Hall, pretty much the same boat, but realistically won't need a win to advance into the next round of the playoffs. Final round, unfortunately I had to miss last week. It was a fun race, I heard, but we're back this week, and Roval is a very fun place to get back and to finish off a round of 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Dustin Hall's in a tough spot. He's got to win, and essentially got to battle his teammate there. So Adam Benefield and Team Conti is one spot above him. Who's going to need some stage points tonight. Again, we got our automated system here. So unlike real NASCAR, we will not be throwing the cautions at the end of the stage laps. The stages tonight will be at 25 and 50. So we will have our incident system that we use that accrues throughout the field. And the drivers are aware of that, so that should play into some fuel strategy / stage points here at the Roval. So it's going to be an interesting night tonight, Carlos. Anything could happen here with the round of 12 going into that round of 8. So we should be in for a good one. Had an excellent race last night in Division 2. As the pace car is going to peel off here, lights are off. It's under the control of Andrew Dyson and Alex Van der Sant on that front row as we go through the last chicane complex. Waiting for them to go, and they have taken off, and we're under green flag here at the Roval as they race to dive down into turn 1.
Yeah, no problems here. But now NASCAR Cup Series, not for the first time, but for yet again, as real life racing is going to be restarting with the chicane, just like we've been doing here for a couple seasons now.
As we're cutting through the Yep, no problem so far. All the guys are keeping it nice and clean as we go through the infield complex here. Going into, I think that's 5 and 6 as we get ready to hit the short chute. This is a place to watch out for cars here as Andrew Dyson leaves the field onto the backstretch, onto the oval of NASCAR 1 and 2. Something to watch there in that short chute, man. Look, that's a place where you can definitely tear up some toe links in your day a little early and have to bring it down for repair. So we'll have to keep an eye on, especially battles going through there side by side as we watch Matt Stisiani and Andrew Dyson and Alex Van der Sant right here on the back of Andrew Dyson as they exit that backstretch chicane and roll through to the front stretch.
Issues with Lucas Hoytsman as he missed that bust stop there at the backstretch, and looks like he's not coming to a complete stop like he could do in real life racing, but iRacing will have their own system where they have to slow down for a specific amount of time, and it looks like that is what Lucas Hoytsman is going to be doing.
So bad news for Lucas. Yeah, that slowdown I think is 4 seconds, but it's not a real 4 seconds, Carlos. It feels more like 6 seconds having to let that thing count down. So yep, you don't have to come to a complete stop like full metal NASCAR, but you do impose a slowdown penalty. I believe you have 30 seconds or so to slow down to serve that penalty. But as a person that blew that chicane last night in Division 2, I can tell you it really feels like it's more of a 6 second slowdown really in practice. So. Unfortunately for him, but Hoytsman, you got a long race here to go to try to get that position back as we watch Lucas Screwmator on the screen here. Our favorite Canadian who's making his return after a long time off here. Has been running part-time this season as he enters the backstretch oval here.
Yeah, thank you so much to Dave Hoeksma for letting me know my microphone was a bit quiet. Being a little too far back in my chair. And I'll be monitoring the audio levels in case I have to bring myself up or down anytime.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Shout out to Dave Hoeksma, Lucas' dad, who's out there in YouTube land watching the stream. We appreciate everybody that's tuned in for this finale of the round of 12. Again, we should have a pretty good one here as we watch Sean O'Brien Jr., SOBJ, in that beautiful little car he's got there as he hits it through that last chicane there onto the front stretch. Nice black and green car. Good job, Sean, on that one. I think that's a Sean car. Might be a Kevin car.
We'll be seeing throughout. Now, see, I always ask every single year for every single race if we can get some insight as to what that magical number is. And I know the answer already, but I have to ask. Can you let us know what the magical number is that's going to trigger the caution?
Oh, sure. So it's a random number generated. The drivers aren't aware of it, but I tell you what, I can give a little insight here on the broadcast. As again, we watch Andrew Dyson is putting a little time in between he and Alex Murray. Interested to see if Van de Sant can get to him. Van de Sant was pretty much matching pace with Andrew Dyson last night, which is a little bit unexpected. But he's got to clear Alex Murray to get a shot at the leader right now as they go through the back stretch chicane. But yeah, that number completely random generated. The drivers aren't aware. It's kind of based on the amount of incidents that are possible between all the cars. So there's a 21 incident limit. What that means is in iRacing, you get, you accrue incident points for various things. If you go off track, that's one incident point. If you make contact with another car, that's 4 incident points for both cars. So that's kind of 8 total against the count on the field. So that number, Carlos, it's higher than 1 and lower than 200. So somewhere in there, is what the guys have to be aware of here for the incident limit. And it, interesting way that plays on the field here is the guys, you can't really get a sense of it. So it's supposed to be random, right? To kind of simulate that, in real life, you have cars that, you have wrecks, car spins, things like that. As we got a car on pit road having an issue, as a replay on the screen to see what happened here on the front stretch. Somebody run into a little bit of trouble.
Is it the Tums heartbreak
it's like
corner?
That's Mark Paget. Oh, just overcooked the corner and Devin Medeiros. Oh, Devin making a. That's right. Devin did make a start again. He's another driver that hasn't run here in a few races. He's been experiencing some real life, so been out there and touching grass. But he decided to join us here tonight, and his night's cut short as he just destroyed that right front in the heartburn turn there, and unfortunately that may be the end of Devin Medeiros' day.
I'm not a fan of going outside and touching grass. There can be dog poo in that grass, so I usually just stay home.
Hey, dog poo is the best grass to touch, Carlos. You should go out there and get you some, man. Get you some of that Miami sunshine, man. I got to get down there one of these days. I haven't been in a few years, so.
I woke up this morning 6 a.m. and I went outside and I was sweating like crazy because of how hot it is.
No,
it's good for the beach.
Same way I'm in.
But that's it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm here in Atlanta, so we definitely get all that humidity here as we continue to watch. So the group's starting to spread out here as anticipated. So there's, I didn't see what the SOF for our race here tonight. We typically run a little higher, so. And SOF being the strength of field, so all the I races here in the service, as you run public lobbies, we kind of have a rating system, right, so that you can group like skilled driver, right. So the faster you are, the higher your I rating goes, and so when you join the public lobby, you tend to get grouped with faster drivers, so that we all can kind of race against people around our speed. And I'm happy to say, look, this league, as we watch Clayton Hoffman and Bobby Anderson doing battle through the back stretch chicane there as Bobby's tried to make a little ground on Clayton Hoffman, but nothing doing there. Bobby, who I believe it might be the lone Toyota here tonight, trying to make some ground here again. What is it?
Travis Scrumeta.
Oh.
I apologize if I mentioned
Travis Scrumeta, okay.
Scrumeta?
I'm going with Scrumeta until told otherwise. So
let's do two different things.
That 71 car? Yeah. Let's do that. Yep. Give him a nickname here. So the Captain Canada. Oh no, that was another guy that used to race here, so I can't do that. But Travis Scrumeta is also raising the flag for Toyota Racing Development, which they are struggling in the manufacturer point. So we do track that in this series as we continue to watch Bobby work through the infield complex here. Andrew Dyson still out front, leading Alex Murray, Alexander Van der Sant, Patrick Gittern, John Delaney round out your top 5. But yeah, we do. The Toyotas are struggling in that manufacturers championship. Just not a lot of TRD support in this league traditionally. They were doing pretty well when Prodigy eSports, who Alex Murray's team, who's running in second right now, he kind of owns and runs that operation. They were Toyota backed, and I think about 10, 11 races in the season, they decided to switch to the Ford manufacturer, just citing some issues they were having with the platform on the Toyota. So switching to the Ford side there. So Bobby's usually carrying the flag for the manufacturer's Toyota for the manufacturer championship. So wherever he finishes is usually the points that the manufacturer gets for that championship. So, but again, trying to make his way and keep his way secured into that round of 8, so he can roll to Las Vegas and keep fighting and hopefully put a couple more fingers on that championship trophy as we run out the race here.
Lots of movement already so far for Bobby Anderson, who has gained four spots from where he qualified in 14th place. Currently in 10th. Shows a lot of speed, and it's not scared, as we saw there in the last couple of little corners before the lap ended, where he was right on the back bumper, sniffing on the tailpipes. Well, actually, the tailpipes are on the side now, but you know what I mean, of Clayton Hoffman right in front of him. So no fear for number 5 of Bobby Anderson, as he's looking to try to get as many spots as he can before stage 1 ends. And stage 1 will end in lap 25, stage 2 on lap number 50. Yeah, that's correct. Remember, no caution on stage break, as NASCAR copied and then decided, no, we don't want to be followers, and went back to putting stage breaks in real life. But prefer it here, no cautions at the end of stage breaks, but we do have that magic number that these drivers can hit where caution will be triggered.
Yeah, as we ride along on that Kellogg's number 5 Toyota, and Sean O'Brien Jr. having some issues on the backstretch on the in the Oval Complex, lost a position there, I believe, to I think it was Jim Schofield who got around him. Sean O'Brien Jr., who has a long tenured history with that backstretch oval coming out of the infield, seems to always run into issues there. I think in 2021 caught a good piece of that wall and kind of ruined his day for that race. He was competing for the playoffs at the time. So anyway, continue having trouble for him. Unfortunately, so Jim Schofield's still behind him. So who was that got by Sean O'Brien? So Robert Miller, I believe, is the one who got by him when he had some issues there. But got another little group here. Again, groups here forming all over the track. Everyone's kind of pairing off with their own little groups here as they try to compete and get around each other. So Schofield is now trying to work on that 24 machine of Sean O'Brien Jr. see if he can make any progress and get there. And right behind Sean, we also have, is that Raymond Leak, I believe?
Right behind, no, that's Lucas Hoitzma. Yeah, right now it's Sean O'Brien Jr., then Lucas Hoitzma, Jim Schofield, Nolan Hodgson, and Travis Screwman.
Travis, running out 17th there in the 71 car. Yep, so the guys here are, again, settling in. Again, stages, as Carlos mentioned, are stage points are awarded at the end of 25, barring we don't have any cautions that come within 5 laps of the finish there, and the same thing on lap 50. So fuel mileage here, I believe the number that I heard last night was around 40 laps or so. I believe that's what we saw. The likes of Andrew Dyson and Alexander Van der Sant, who had to save pretty heavy. We had a caution come out around lap 28 or so, I think it was, something like that. No other cautions in that race.
Benefield around.
No, Adam Benefield, who was needing a good day here in the playoffs, has spun here as he was exiting the infield. Oh man, that is not good. Not what you want to see for Adam Benefield right now, dropping down to 12th position, looks like, as we watch the 3-wide TV replay, as he was coming through, getting ready to hit that back complex into the short chute and just overcooked the turn, hit the grass. New grass physics here in iRacing, so he keeps it out of the wall. Look, in years past, Carlos, that was a death sentence. If you touched the grass or got off a little loose there, you were into the wall, into the barrier there, and there was nothing you could do about it. So grass physics was like saving Adam Benefield here, who just needed an absolute good night, who finds himself right in front of that group we were looking at here. So Tanner Marty, Sean O'Brien Jr., Lucas Hoitzman now right behind him, again, as he falls down into the 10th position, or excuse me, 12th position, behind Robert Miller, or 11th, excuse me.
Yeah, thankfully, we saw there no harm. A little bit of foul, losing a couple spots, but in the end, he'll be okay. There's usually guaranteed there is at least one caution. I don't think we've ever gone one of these races without a single caution at all. So usually guaranteed one caution as Kalamoon goes off track. As I guess maybe just barely clipped the grass as he's looking okay here, but yeah. So he'll have to make sure he keeps his car alive without issue because you can get away with it once, but it's gonna be real difficult to get away with it multiple times.
Absolutely, as we watch Jason Murray now, Jason Murray, Jason S. Taylor, the Jedi Taylor working through the infield here, getting onto the backstretch in that 41 pink Supreme car. It's a beautiful looking car there. We also saw briefly saw the
Tanner Marty.
Oh no, the backstretch chicane troubles Tanner Marty in that 29 machine. DGR driver trying to get it right, pointed the right way so he can get going. Oh, as Jason S. Taylor coming through as well.
Yeah, I'm being shown as well. I'm being shown as well on my iRacing control that Dustin Hall has a furled black flag. I actually don't remember what that is, as it looks like Tanner Marty just gave it too much gravy going into the corner and spilled all over his plate.
Too much gravy. Merch coming soon. Not too much beans, just gravy that time for Tanner Marty. Yeah, you're looking to hit the bumps there and just overcooked it and just had to lock it down so he didn't get to the wall. Good job keeping damage. So just like Adam Benefield there, good job for Tanner Marty keeping that machine clean so he doesn't ruin and end his day. So he can live to fight for another segment here. On the race, as we got looks like we got a replay up here, Carlos.
No, that was wrong. I apologize. I never hit live, or I did hit live, but my telemetry stuff appears to have stopped working. So thank you for letting me know. Let me get something temporary going on. Nothing is working right now. All right, why don't you go ahead and take over while I go figure out this issue.
I got you. So apologies for the issues on stream. So you got kind of looking at the production view here of 3-wide TV. So you're seeing the back end, get a little tour here of what Carlos is usually seeing. But as we watch John Delaney and Robert Miller here work their way into turn one of the race. You'll see John Delaney and Robert Miller, that's 9th and 10th, your battle here that we're watching as they go through the infield conflict. John Delaney, who's looking pretty quick. I know he's slow is the wrong word. I mean, John Delaney's never slow anywhere he goes, but just hasn't had that dominant season as he had last year. I mean, he set the world on fire last year. I mean, all the, any record that Bryce Nixon had, he pretty much just about smashed that on his way to winning the title. So, but John Delaney, again, as real life gets all of us, one of our younger competitors here is entered the workforce and graduated school, all that good stuff, and now doesn't have as much time for the sim, also competing to get his way into the professional series. Who just completed Road to Pro and now will be in the Contender Series replay as he spun.
Yep, this was before. This is why my graphics weren't working. It crashed when I hit the replay button. But yeah, it's I got everything back up and going. But yeah, you saw right there, John Delaney clipped it on the left side, which he's got to be careful because he's done a mistake at the Charlotte Roval before. I think a season or two ago, where merging into NASCAR 1. You talked about that difficult corner where you hit the wall and there's no safety barrier, you're going to break a toe link. John Delaney did that a couple seasons ago, and it kind of pretty much killed his chances at a championship.
Yeah, it was a rough day that day. I think he tore his toe link or something during that little incident that he had. So, and I think he got incident pointed out one of those seasons. I don't know if that was last year or the year before with, remember Bryce Nixon, he hit the 21 incident limit pretty early there in the race. But I think the car was a little bit newer. The track surface was a little bit slicker maybe from the physics model. And yeah, it just did not work out that day for John Delaney as we watch Clayton Hoffman here, who's in the 7th position, working his way onto the backstretch oval. Closely followed by John Delaney here and then Robert Miller not far behind them as they're trying to chase down that 5 machine, that Kellogg's Toyota, as they roll into the backstretch chicane.
Yeah, and I'm seeing here a bunch of drivers are getting furled black flags. Are those the black flags you get when you cut a corner? Oh, the slowdown. That's right.
Yeah, I believe those are slowdowns. Yeah, so if you've cut a corner, so obviously we talked about the backstretch chicane. If you missed that, it's about a 4-second slowdown. But there's several other places you can get slowed down. So if you miss there's a little bit of action here in the group with John Delaney and Robert Miller racing pretty hard here. Coming onto that front stretch, that last chicane that you hit, the infamous Jimmy Johnson chicane, where he wrecked when he went full send a few years ago. You can't cut that. That was more of a 1 to 1.5 seconds. So actually, it's really not much of a slowdown there, but that's a commonplace. I know I usually get a slowdown within. We got 109 laps here tonight at Charlotte Roval, and usually one of those 109. I'll miss that once or twice. So.
I'm bored.
Robert Miller, if you watch on Robert Miller sliding there all around on that infield complex in the 15 Altus eSports LMM machine with the red playoff splitter, spoiler, and windshield banner there. That's how you can tell your round of 12 competitors. As we got a 3-wide TV replay here. And, there's that short shoot. It's catching RJ Root out. Oh, good save, though. Good recovery.
Yeah, great save. Here's another incident here at the same time, though.
Two things going. So we're watching Jason S. Taylor in the pink Supreme car also was hitting the back stretch. Let's see what happened here with Jason. As he just outbraked himself. Yep, just missed the chicane. Smart move there. Didn't even attempt to make the look. Those bumps are, those turtles, as we call them, turtle curbs there will, if you hit that at the wrong speed and not in control of your car colors, there's just almost no saving it. In fact, John Delaney, I saw something weird with his car as we continue to watch that Clayton Hoffman group work through the infield complex. I watched John Delaney kind of hit the turtle as you normally would to bounce off, and his diffuser kind of caught the end. He hit the turtle on the right, cut back on the left. What you see guys kind of do to keep speed if your car is stable enough to do that. We got a little bit of a battle here. Looks like is John Delaney going to challenge Clayton Hoffman here? Nope, gets a little close, but looks like Clayton's going to keep that position as they roll on to the backstretch oval here. But John Delaney's going to be close enough here to possibly make a move into the chicane. This is a prime passing position here as well, Carlos. Look, in that backstretch chicane, if you're close enough and you can dip down underneath the car, which looks like Delaney thinks better of it. He's just going to sit there and ride for now and stalk his prey to see where he can get that 92 machine of Clayton Hoffman maybe later on. But yeah, something weird that John Delaney did to kind of cut back to that was when he cut back to that left chicane on the backstretch that we kind of just came through, his diffuser caught the very end of the turtle, which, of course, put the car off balance. Looks like he wasn't expecting that and forced him to kind of spin out of that backstretch chicane. So something to watch for as the guys, especially when you get racing hard and you're trying to get every little tenth that you can get here around the Roval. We work these 109 laps. Something that catch out, man. Again, these curves will, you got to use every inch of the racetrack that you can, but it can catch you out when you're trying to get that final little bit of speed to get around your competitors.
Yeah, I haven't seen that happen in iRacing, so that's pretty interesting to know that could possibly happen, especially when you're doing road races here. But yeah, we see John Delaney pushing it hard. We saw him also clip the front stretch wall right as he was crossing the start-finish line. He just had a little too much speed there, exiting that final little kink. So Delaney not really concerned with his car's safety at the moment, and we've seen him scrape up both the left side and the right side, since if he has a lot of trust in the totaling system for these vehicles now.
Yeah, he's definitely not running his ragged. Look, and John Delaney, not to make this a John Delaney show, but he's calmed down quite a bit again. One of our younger competitors, but as the wins have come, that maturity has come as well. So he's definitely calmed down. Was very Max Verstappen-like, if you will, with the aggression. Got into it with a bunch of those competitors, especially in the 21, the year that Adam won the championship. Getting back while we continue to watch this battle here, this little 4-car group, as we watch 8th through 12th here, I believe, kind of battle it out. Up front, Andrew Dyson is walking away from Alex Van der Sant, who is up into second, so he did clear Alex Murray at some point. He's about 6 seconds back off of Andrew Dyson. Alex Murray remains in third, kind of running up your podium as we run here, 3 seconds off of Van der Sant. Patrick Gitter and Matt DiCiani, the EPI Team Conti boys here, are running out your top 5, so pretty good running for Gitter and DiCiani. Again, they're pretty secure in the championship and trying to advance, but obviously they need to convert the good run here into points tonight.
Yeah, if you take a look at the tower, you can see that Van der Sant is the only non-playoff driver in the top 10. So very competitive field right now, and then Van der Sant is showing that he could compete as well if he does make the playoffs maybe next year. but Van der Sande trying to spoil, because right now what Van der Sande is doing is that he is taking 8 points away from everybody who finishes behind him. If there is a playoff driver that does finish ahead of him, with Dyson right now being ahead of him, that's an additional point for Dyson that Murray and Gitter and everybody else behind him in the playoffs are not going to get if they don't finish ahead of him.
Yeah, absolutely playing spoiler a little bit for the guys trying to race. Look, Alex Van der Sande, who is a phenomenal oval racer and road racer. It's kind of unexplained, Carlos. I mean, he's just had terrible luck this year. I mean, between his own mistakes and look, a lot of those, were kind of on him. But some stuff just he couldn't avoid. Wrong place, wrong time. I mean, just had a horrible run of races kind of early to mid-season. Maybe just adjusting to the new characteristics of the car. But IndyCar champion in his own right in other leagues here. He's participated in iRock, won our iRock championship a couple years ago as well. So definitely a bona fide driver on the ovals and on the road courses. Was definitely a road course favorite every time he came somewhere until those Australians showed up. Neil Pearson not running tonight, but Alex Dyson is in the house. But look, he's found his form of late. I mean, these last few finishes for Alex. Delaney did a full send there into the.
No, I don't think that was Delaney.
Back in 12. No, I'm watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alex Van der Sande continued to work. But yeah, back to Alex in that 96 car there. Yeah, look, phenomenal road racer. We know he has the skills again. Kind of went shot for shot with, as I think I heard Adam Benefield might have had an issue here on the track.
I'm not seeing anything pop up, but I'll keep an eye out.
I just heard some activity on the radio there. But yeah, Alex Van der Sande, a phenomenal road racer. And again, last night in D2 was side by side for several laps with Andrew Dyson as they kind of raced to the end of that race. And I was kind of shocked to, again, we all know, look, Andrew Dyson is, Andrew Dyson's all world, right? He's won a couple road races here and would have won Indy Road had he not made that final turn mistake that, oddly enough, got his teammate into the playoffs. So a little controversy there of guys not thinking that Dyson was capable of that kind of mistake. But yeah, man, Van der Sande, he can get it done here today. Again, not too far back from Andrew Dyson. So that's something to keep an eye on as we work these 109 laps here at the Charlotte Roval, the parking lot 400. As we continue to watch on screen here that number 5 Kellogg's machine of Bobby Anderson. So that group's still together here as they try to make their way around the track.
Yeah, next time by will be 5 to go before stage 1 ends. And a reminder, there will not be a caution break, at least not as a result of the stage 1 coming to finish. There is a caution. It's because the drivers have hit the mystery number of incident points collectively between everybody else, which we don't know what it is. So we don't know if we're really close to it or not even close at all.
Yep. So the guys will have to consider, again, fuel strategy really here on the Rovals. I mean, on the road courses here. Unfortunately, the tire model right now in iRacing is not really as real world, so you probably won't see guys take many tires here, if any. They just seem to kind of last the entire race. So unlike the real world, you'll probably see only one set of tires used tonight here for the guys, unless of course you can't abuse the tires, so that's still possible if you too many spins. We don't really have flat spots, but you can kind of wear out a particular one if you're doing too many donuts during the race here. But fuel strategy definitely in play here, so that's what folks will be focusing on here. So between the stage breaks, or not stage breaks, but between the stages for the guys that know they need stage points, and then the guys that are trying to go for that the final finishing position for the max points. It's kind of decisions that people will be making right now as they're kind of probably halfway through fuel burn, right? So I think that number is around 40 is what you could save and extend to. So we'll see who's been saving or who's been planning on a caution. Again, the guys try to, they do what they can to see if they can kind of guess when that will be. But again, as Carl mentioned, no one knows the number here. I know the number because I typed it in, but I'm not on the racetrack. So that doesn't really help any of the teams or these crew chiefs on the pit box as they try to figure out the strategy of what to do. And by the way, you have to react to, who's around you, right? So, undercuts, overcuts are in play kind of deal, even though we don't take tires, but that's still something you have to consider of when is your competitors pitting, right? What is their strategy once they kind of show their hand and kind of plan accordingly from there.
If I with one attempt, if I give you a number right now, and you let me know if it is or isn't.
Oh, the incident number?
Yeah.
As we see, on the track, we got Robert Miller. Looks like he's trying to make a move on Clayton Hoffman there. Looks like nothing doing there. Couldn't really get the power down out of that backstretch chicane, so that will settle back down into the lines, and they will follow each other down into that last chicane here. Still chasing that 5 kilowatt car of Bobby Anderson here on screen. So this is, let's see here. This is your positions for 7th, 8th, and 9th here that we're watching on screen. So Bobby Anderson running in that 7th position here in that 5 machine. But yeah, Carlos, we can we're not gonna trade secrets. You need G14 classification to know what that number is. So I believe, and typically, again, Kevin retired to a former admin here of 100% Cup Series. So usually either or, whenever who was running the software, either or, it would either be me or him. So even if he was programming it, I wouldn't know the number, and vice versa. If I did it, he wouldn't know the number. Obviously, because we competed, right? So again, we gotta keep that guarded. Luckily for when I ran it, Kevin's a lot quicker than I am, so it just didn't matter because I had there was no advantage to be had just because I was always running in the back anyway. So, but again, these guys, man, Robert Miller, Clayton Hoffman here again, Bobby Anderson, and Delaney, and even Benefield here. These guys are kind of pretty tight. No one's really walking away from each other. Only space is really up. Issues here in the chicane. A little contact here with
more contact.
And Robert Miller. Robert over the radio gets apologized. Pretty wide as no lift from Adam Benefield as they go into that turn number 1. Adam on the radio saying he got tight, but he will keep that position. He's not giving that back. So while a windfall there, look, 2 positions for Adam Benefield. He is on a mission as Kyle Ammon gets out of the way here as well. In that beautiful mellow yellow car he's running. But man, action over the track here. Look, this is these are your cars. We know Adam needs a good night. He needs these points. As we were rounding out, we got 2 laps left here in the stage. So he's trying to get every position he can. As he makes another move here or Clayton Hoffman making a move on him, he keeps that position. 3 wide again. Delaney battling. Oh my goodness, under Robert Miller, and he gets that position now 2 wide again with Clayton Hoffman. As they go up through, and Clayton will slide down, so he loses. Man, they are trading positions, shuffling around, trying to get these stage points. It's all kicking off here right now, Carlos.
Yeah, Clayton Hoffman had an issue there in the last part of the inner oval of the road, inner road course inside the oval. The part of the road course that was inside the actual oval, that's where he had an issue and lost 4 spots because of it, going from 8th down to 11th right now. But yeah, it was 1 whole lap ago where a couple drivers in front of Jonathan Delaney had an issue. They checked up. Delaney checked up too, went to the inside as Benefield with a head of steam also went to the inside. Just no more space for any of these drivers as they made contact. I would definitely define that as a racing deal, but that's adding a little bit more damage to that number 6 Jonathan Delaney machine, as well as the number 83 of Adam Benefield, who Adam Benefield was able to recover from his earlier spin, currently in 8th, but I'm sure he would be higher up on the standings had that spin not happened. And same thing with Jonathan Delaney, who lost a lot of spots when he clipped the left side of the car up against the wall on the exit of the bus stop. So these 2 drivers should be racing higher up in the position for where they are right now had they not made mistakes by themselves early on in the race.
Absolutely, and as we get to coming to 1 to go here left on the stage, as we watch the same group, and Robert Miller was making a move there on Clayton Hoffman, but Andrew Dyson's still out front, comfortable lead, 6 seconds between him and Alex Van Ness in 96th and 2nd place. Alex Murray is still your 3rd place car in that Project eSports machine.
Caution.
As we have a caution on the track just before the end of the stage, so that will end the stage, and points will be awarded as they ran there. So we have hit that incident limit. 25 laps in. Wow, that is, talk about the timing there, Carlos. That is that might, so that's going to put us in a little bit of a fuel pickle. So I don't think anybody can make it. Certainly can't make it from here. So we'll have another stop at least as the guys will kind of catch the pace car. So Andrew Dyson, Alex Van der Sant, Alex Murray, Patrick Gitter, Matt DiCiani, who rounds out the top 5, followed by Root, Bobby Anderson, Adam Benefield, who worked himself back up to 8th place after those issues early in the spin, and battling with Miller and Delaney. Then Delaney followed by him in 9th, Robert Miller in 10th. So that will be your stage points winner here at the Roval. Man, that was a action-packed stage 1 here. That looks like the caution came out just before that. We also had Travis Cremeda and Nolan Hodgson. We didn't get to see, but he and Schofield and those guys were back there battling as well. So these guys, everyone's kind of finding who they need to beat here, and they're racing them pretty hard as we are now under caution here at the Charlotte Roval.
Yeah, 25 laps of hard racing. We got our first caution of the night. So 25 laps for 109 laps in total. Should be averaging about 4 cautions tonight, maybe a 5th one if these drivers don't settle in there too quickly. But there's a good chance that once these drivers have figured out the track a bit more towards the latter half of the races, we're going to be seeing a lot less incidents between drivers and off tracks and all this stuff. So realistically, even though right now the current average is about 4 laps or 4 cautions for the race, we could probably end up seeing 3 or even 2 cautions.
Yeah, how that works is, most guys, they'll try to use that as a metric, so kind of lap count. Just, you would think that, you'll try to look, you'll say, hey, look, 24 laps here, so we should have another 24 laps, right? It doesn't really work that way. Again, it's kind of based on instance, so the clean racing and all that good stuff will kind of determine that. Usually we'll lose cars as well. Again, cars will get more spaced out typically, so that that doesn't really happen, but we'll see. Or it could increase, right? We could get a caution in 10 laps, right? If the guys get racing, pretty hard here.
Oh, I forgot about something. These drivers could get incidented out. So as the longer the race goes, eventually people are going to start running out of those incidents if they keep on, touching the grass here, clipping the wall there, hitting somebody there. They're going to find themselves DQ'd, and that should naturally extend the length of the green flag racing towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have the incident limits here at the road courses. Well, it all tracks, but the road course is just to ensure that, look, you don't have somebody that's out there, and even though you don't really cause cautions here with the automated racing system outside of kind of what we have. So that's just kind of a thing to keep guys in line, right? You can't show up to a road course and be banging all over the place. So that's something we implemented after the first season. But it also has a dual effect of look, you can't just infinitely, you would think that, okay, well, if we think we know what the number is, and we can kind of influence that and maybe get off tracks to influence the system, but you have a fixed number of incidents that you have there, right? So you put yourself at risk if you were to try to do that, which thankfully I don't think we've ever had anybody that has done that. And look, obviously that would be frowned upon as well. Look, if you're intentionally getting off tracks or to game the system, not something I tolerate, quite honestly. Look, we're all here to compete. If you can't compete straight up, I know everyone's trying to find an advantage, but just go out and race a guy, right? If he's fast, he's faster. He's better you that day. He's better you that day, right? But yeah, look, that limit is something to watch. Again, I remember, we mentioned Delaney, I think last year, he did hit that 21 incident limit. I know I was pretty close to it. Luckily, I kind of broke a toe link, so that kind of stopped me from racing. So I didn't hit that limit, but I was pretty close. I think I had about 17, 18 incidents myself. So just off tracks, car contact and chicanes, that kind of thing. And it can stack on you pretty quick. Again, 109 laps, 21 incident points, not a ton to play with. So the guys have to, we race hard here, but you do have to race clean. Is kind of how it rolls around the road courses. So let's see if we can grab someone to speak with. So looks like Andrew Dyson was our stage winner. Just looking through the order, see if there's anybody else we want to talk to, because we've talked to him quite a bit. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring down second place. Let's talk to Alex Van der Sant and see how he's feeling and how his car is performing for him tonight, because he's the one chasing the man in first place. Alex Van der Sant is DeMar's in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
big car, you been chasing the man that's been kind of dominating all season here, but you seem to have something for him last night, and you were just watching him and chasing him all the first stage. You think you had anything for him? And tell us how your car's feeling in that first stage here.
Yeah, we'll see. Car's pretty good. Yeah, just had to work the tires in a bit there, and yeah, hopefully I can stick with them closer in these last 2 stages.
Yeah, how was the tire wear out there? So track temps have been around 100 all day. So again, we only got the 20 lap stint stage, or the incident caution came out around the stage break there. But any adjustments for the car? The car feeling great for you? You think you got what you need to kind of take it to these guys here?
Yeah, no changes. Car feels solid. I have no complaints right now. Track temps should drop soon, and with this caution, we're going to see some crazy lap times on the restart. So hopefully I can take advantage of that grip and maybe make something happen here.
All right, absolutely. Well, hopefully we're talking to you a little bit later. Good luck. Hopefully you can get your man. We'll put you back up with the team.
Thanks.
Was Van Sant. Again, car feeling great for him, Carlos. Hopefully trying to get something for Andrew Dyson in front of him as we got is that a wave around we got? Yeah,
Yep,
so Wayne Grass and yep, we are 1 to go. So we'll get back racing here for stage 2. So Wayne Grass will go around and catch the field here. So not a whole lot of movement here. So the top 5, well, Adam has made his way into the top 5. So he was 8th at the end of that stage and has made up some ground here. So he's come out a few spots up after that pit cycle. So Andrew Dyson, Van Sant on your front row. Alex Murray and Patrick Jett on that second row there. And Benefield and DeCiani round out row 3 and 5th and 6th there. And see only one car currently out of competition tonight. Looks like we got Devin Medeiros, who had that early incident. I think that was in the heartburn turn there where he smashed his right front, so he is out of the race. But everyone else still running here as we get ready to go racing. Yeah, I think look, Adams clearly kind of laid down a marker here tonight. I think he's shown that he will be aggressive. Again, that bit him early on, but was able to make great time through the field even after the spin. And again, you saw him competing there at the end with the likes of Delaney and Robert Miller and those boys. So again, Adam Benefield, who's needing a good night tonight, currently below that cut line and trying to make his way into it here. As we look through the field, let's see here.
I don't know, the way are you seeing Van Sant being able to stay with Dyson now that he's closer up on this, compared to the initial start? Or do you still think that Dyson will still pull away and, be untouchable pending any self-mistakes here for stage number 2?
Yeah, look, I think we've seen what we've seen, right? Until further notice. Look, Andrew Dyson has like he's learned a little bit from last night and he's gotten maybe a couple tenths on Van Sant, so we'll see. But if anybody can get him, I mean, it's definitely Axel Van der Sant, right? Like that's, that's a guy that can't figure this out. Again, we still got 80 or so laps to go here, and he's got a lot of time to figure this out. And we got a couple more stops probably. So yeah. I think he can figure it out, but he's, that clock's ticking to see if we can get it going as we enter the last chicane here, as the boys will get ready to get started. And Andrew Dyson in control of your field as he is now gone, as we now are underway for stage 2 here at the parking lot 400 as we head down into turn 1. Van der Sant is fighting on the outside. Oh, hits a little hot. Nope, keeps his position. Everybody looks like they make it through pretty clean. Got some side-by-side here back through the field as guys are trying to make positions here. Looks like that's... is that Root here trying to get to... Oh, no, sorry. That's...
Can you top of the battle for second?
Yeah, I can't really see the...
Yeah, it's Getter, Murray, Benefield. That's all there. I want to say Van der Sant had a phenomenal restart. Was right up next to Dyson going into that first corner. And unfortunately, either didn't get lined up correctly or just gave it too much gas a little bit too quickly. He got really tight and he had to get off the throttle there at the exit of that first corner, which allowed Gitter and Murray to kind of get side by side and battle him for that position, because otherwise Dyson would have had a battle there for those first couple corners in the infield part of the course.
Yep, guys out of position trying to find their way on the track here, so they can set themselves up for success. As already spaced out here up front, Andrew Dyson is your leader, so he's the first lap of stage 2, followed by Vincent. Oh, Bobby Anderson, a little bit of trouble here on the backstretch chicane, and he will find himself side by side here. I think that's Nolan Hodson here in the 12 that's now pressuring him. So
looks to be okay though.
Toyota car. Yep, keeps it saved, maintains most of his position here. So good job on Bobby Anderson, who's a heck of a driver here as well. Bobby Anderson's probably, if I had to say, very respected among the drivers here. It's probably the best driver we have without a win. So it's only a matter of time, kind of our 100% Lando Norris here. He's had the car a couple times, and usually just one or two guys are just a little bit better on the long run. But Bobby's time is coming again, as he's trying to fight for that round of 8 spot here, and punch his ticket at the end of the Roval, so he can go to Vegas and keep the fight for the championship alive.
If there were any concerns about how fast Dyson would be, and if Van der Sande was any threat to him, that last lap was the fastest lap of the race, and that was the first one they did at a full-length speed since the restart. This time by another fastest lap, so he just gets faster and faster. His fastest lap is a 117.35. Alex Van der Sande is a 118.49. That's over 1 second faster than second place himself. So Dyson on a league of his own right now, and the only one that can prevent him from winning is Dyson himself.
Yeah, I will say that we got the only person I'm seeing here, even with the fastest lap time. So Gitter has run a 117.74 or 77. So yeah, Alex Van der Sande's going to have to find a little bit extra here and dig a little deeper to stick with Andrew Dyson. Again, if the trend holds as we watch the guys go through over 1 and 2, you're only going to get 20-25 laps at a time potentially to make up ground. And we can see that Alex Van der Sande, we have side-by-side battle here. Robert Miller and I believe that's Nolan Hodson.
Yep.
In the 12 car, as he makes that pass going into the backstretch chicane, coming out of the infield. But yeah, look, he's Andrew Dyson can clearly fire up the tires and get going. And unfortunately, again, due to the tire miles, not really a whole lot you can do there with the tires. You kind of have what you have. Going on to a new set will probably get you slower, so you have to kind of wear them in and warm them up all over again. So no real saving grace there. But so yeah, Alex is going to have to figure out his lines and his entries and his exits and find an answer if he wants to check the flag here at the Roval.
Jonathan Delaney, only 1 spot behind from where he started, is recovered himself back up only to 7th place. As you're calling it, it's going to be easing it in here at the start of this this second stage, and that's what he's been doing. You're not seeing him go, little slipping loose, pushing too hard. He's holding his line, doing what he can to try to be competitive and be there towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking back through the field here, again, another guy that kind of was in that he needs a win is Dustin Hall, who is back there in 18th right now. So not the night that Dustin Hall was looking for, needing a whole lot more here. Kind of needs whatever Adam Benefield unloaded with is what they need to figure out how to get into that car before the end of the race. So not the race that Dustin Hall was looking for as we ride on board him. Looks like he had a little bit of damage here on the right side. So again, he's going to have to get some answers here and figure something out. And again, without stage cautions, there's really no opportunity to flip the field, as it were. You got a driver on pit road. It's like, is that Nolan Hodson in the 12 car?
Sure is.
Coming down to the attention of his pit crew. So curious if something happened there, if this is fuel strategy. He's taking tires. Carlos, which I
Yeah.
did not expect that we would see. So right side's going up on 12 car, and then left side's going on as well. So he's taking a whole another fresh set, 4 more years on that car. So that is definitely interesting.
I'm thinking Nolan Hodgson has had maybe an emergency going on, or he has personally finished the race himself, because he took the tires, but he's also not going, which means that he is away from his he's out of the car at the moment. So either something's happening in real life, or he's pretty much had it with the race here tonight. As Benefield has crashed, I'm being shown.
Oh, and Benefield is around again on the backstretch. So twice now, Benefield has, oh man, again, just not what he needs after being up there in the top 5. He will drop down all the way to about 17th or 15th here. As we watch the 3-wide TV replay as he goes, just, overcuts it 1, 2 on the bump. Just loses it after the car is unsettled on that last turtle, and he swipes the ends on him. Nothing he can do there as he loses donut and gets it pointed in the right direction and pulls off. Man, Adam Benefield, he's gonna need to make up some ground here again. So he's back now in I believe 13th. So he's gonna have to make his way back up into that top 10 to get some stage points, because he's gonna need all of that to again add to his tally for the end here, so he can race his way into that round of 8.
And Nolan is back on track, so whatever happened possibly in real life has been settled, because he is back out on track, although he is a lap down, so though not fully out of it, but he is not the first driver 1 lap down, so he is not in prime position for that lucky dog. So locked up his front tires there just for a split second.
Yeah, Nolan, who's also pretty quick. Again, not necessarily a road course specialist, but that's pretty fast on all the ovals you go to. Typically runs in that kind of 7th and 15th kind of position, depending on what track you go to. So unfortunate that he had to step out of the car there for a second, it appears, or maybe fix some damage or something. So maybe we get a word with him later on if we get some more cautions here to kind of see what transpired there as we watch. Alex Murray slide a little bit out of turn 1 into that as he heads into the infield complex here at the Charlotte Roval. Let's see, Alex Murray is currently running in your 4th position. Ran in 2nd and 3rd for a lot of that first stage, but has given way to Patrick Gitter and Van der Sant from that early move. So, but still good running position. Again, Alex Murray, who's not locked in to, not locked into the next round, but is pretty comfortable there of our runners. As we watch Alex Van der Sant continue to run in 2nd place here. Yep, and there's Alex Murray 3 points above the color. So not so locked in. So he's definitely going to need to hold on to that top 5. But looking good for him. But worse off though, he's Alex Murray currently running in 4th, and again Adam Benefield running in 13th after that 2nd spin on the night. So he's definitely going to need to make some ground on Alex Murray or some other competitors here to kind of race his way in to the round of 8 here.
Not seeing too many drivers make a lot of mistakes out here tonight in this second part, although we are still kind of early on. Remember, stage 2 will end in lap number 50, and oh wow, 22 Alex Murray goes wide as he locks up his tires. No harm, no foul though for him, as he's just gonna have to regroup and cool those tires down a little bit. But unlike we saw in stage 1, where the caution literally did come out on the same lap stage 1 would have ended, that was just by chance. That's right when the drivers hit that mystery magic number for combined off tracks, or incident points I should say. So I don't expect there to be a caution until we're past lap number 50. If we're gonna have another caution, it's gonna be probably within the next 10 laps, probably within the 10 laps of that stage 2 ending, as we see less drivers out on track and drivers who are getting closer to being incidented to outs, and drivers who are also figuring out the racetrack as the race goes on. I know personally in road courses, I can put in practice, and I'll still probably hit off tracks and everything. But then during the race, as it goes on, I get off track less and less, to the point where I'm actually running competitive lap times.
Yeah, we could let's go back in the field here, Carlos. I'm seeing so there's a group here with Jim Schofield, Clayton Hoffman, Tanner Martin. These guys are pretty close on track. Looks like our closest little one of the drivers here is as Benefield is I'm hearing a lot of chatter over the race radio. Jason Teller is asking me, saying he's sending me some PayPal to get another caution here. This is a running joke we have in the league that my PayPal is always open, but obviously no, we don't. We run things straight up here at 100% Cup. But yeah, so yep, watching the battle here. So Adam Benefield as he works through the infield complex, and Clayton Hoffman there just behind him. So this is your 13th, 14th battle. Tanner Marty, who's running 15th as well. So he's about a second behind those cars as well. And just in front of them is Jim Schofield in 12th, who has a couple seconds, looks like, on those cars in front of him. So Jim Schofield, who is running for Rookie of the Year this season, I think currently in 3rd place in the rookie standings, quite a ways back from Patrick Gitter and Andrew Dyson, but still somewhat competitive. So who I believe got a win. Got a win earlier this season, not too long ago, as well. So doing pretty good there.
Oh, the 15 goes around.
Oh, 15 around in the last chicane in the front stretch. And the 5 misses him, as he'll have to get going again. So Robert Miller will drop down, and looks like he only loses 1 spot there to the 5 car. So yeah, the guys are, a lot of spins are happening here. It's a little more than I would expect. I guess the guys are sending a little bit. One I thought they would have was watching 3-wide TV replay as he was following, looks like the 45 of, or not 45, sorry, the 07 of Lucas Hoytsma, as he just locks up, and looks like that's just brake bias there. Carlos maybe a little too hard on the brakes and locked the rear end and just comes around and slides on him. Did a good job to lock it down though, so he didn't slide into the track and gets that thing going again. So Robert Miller now down into 10th place as we have Wayne Graff, I believe that is, on pit road. Yeah. So the 3 Pennzoil machine has stopped, and he is also taking tires. So this is we saw Nolan go through as Lucas missed that chicane again. So that's again that 4-second slowdown, but then it's really more like 6 seconds. You have to give that time back. In about 30 seconds or so, you'll get a black flag and have to come down for, I think it's a drive-through now. They've changed that instead of a stop and go for missing any slowdowns. So yeah, Wayne Grass looks like he is running back in 19th. So he has stopped. He took tires, so we saw the lefts and rights go up on his car. So interesting, again, didn't think I would see many guys take tires. So we'll keep an eye on that for the rest of the race as we start to hit the natural pit cycles here. Again, Carlos mentioned that probably have another caution around lap 50, probably not on 50, but somewhere plus or minus 10 laps. That is probably what we'd expect, especially with all these spins that we have going. That incident count on the field is slowly going up. Again, for all the viewers out there, to remind you that we don't have the traditional iRacing caution system, but your cautions are thrown once the field as a whole hits a previously decided on and chosen number. So again, for example, if that number is 100 incidents, once the field has accrued that across as a whole, we will get a caution flag to kind of simulate as they would in real life. Again, they'd get cautions for spins, debris, that kind of thing. So but yeah, these guys are continuing to slowly rack those up. So again, the off track there for Robert Miller would be a few more incident points as we watch Alex Van der Sant, who's still trying to figure out the enigma of Andrew Dyson, who, although we haven't shown a lot, Andrew's still out front, 4 seconds lead on Alex Van der Sant in that 96 years, trying to chase him down. But Van der Sant's also put some space between him and Patrick Gitter, who, again, Patrick Gitter is leading that Rookie of the Year point standing. So a pretty rapid driver on all tracks, but really no answer right now for those top 2 as he tries to secure his way into the round of 8 as well. So again, playoff drivers, you can see on the left side of the ticker here as we work lap 40. Highlighted in red are your 12 drivers that are competing to get into the round of 8. And on camera, you can see that they also have the red splitters and the windshield banner and the red spoilers as well to identify all those playoff drivers as you watch Patrick Gitter work his way onto the Charlotte Oval on his way to the backstretch chicane.
Yeah, top 3 have fully checked on out. Well, I mean, I should say Dyson is fully checked on out from the 3 drivers behind him. Is 5 seconds to Van der Sant, 7 seconds to Gitter, 8 seconds to Murray, 10 seconds to DeCiani. Dyson is on a league of his own, and you take a look at. Let's go on board with him for one whole lap, going to turn 1 here in the Tom's Heartbreak corner. You see, his driving is aggressive, but overall, it's still like very smooth for the speed he's carrying.
Yeah, absolutely hitting the apex again. We're right on board with your leader here, Andrew Dyson. Yeah, just kind of smooth here. He doesn't really, not a whole lot of movement in the car, not a whole lot of sawing on that wheel. Down into the tricky corner here, probably slowest corner here we have on the Charlotte Roval, and smooth here again, tricky section going through the short chute. You want to get all the way out to that wall that you can, and then tap the brakes maybe to get some turn in to just nip that wall on the outside. Use all the space onto the outside of the oval, down to the bottom of that on the oval 1 and 2 here. As you go into the backstretch, leak out back to the wall. Now this is where does he brake here? So it looks like around he's braking pretty late here, around the 400 meter marker here, over the turtle 1. Doesn't touch turtle 2, all the way out back to the wall, cut a little bit of the inside track there, fully on the gas, and back up through the gears as you go through 3 and 4, and we're going to head back into the front stretch chicane here. Put the left sides here on the turf, down in, I think, second gear, hit 1 turtle, hit 2 turtles on the gas, all the way out to the wall, and that is a lap from your leader, Andrew Dyson, who was just burning it up here. As we have Alexander Van der Sant, I believe that's on pit road.
Yeah, is this green flag pit stops?
Green flag cycles. Looks like they are underway. We are on lap 41 right now, 68 to go. So that would put, I would say, so that would make this one more stop from here. Is what they're setting up for. Looks like, so no tires going on for Alex Van der Sant as we have the 3-wide multicam up. So Alex Van der Sant on the bottom. On the top, we are watching Jim Schofield, who dives under. Oh, a little lock up there from Sean O'Brien Jr. into turn 1. Oh, sideways as well. Oh, all kind of drivers for SOBJ. Now Clayton Hoffman is all over him.
One of these days, iRacing is going to secretly make that pace car in pit road not, what's the word here? It's going to make it solid, and these drivers are going to find out the hard way that they can't go through that pace car because they'll wreck the car up. As we did see Dyson, not Dyson, excuse me, Van der Sant go down pit road and go through the pace car as he exited.
Yep, so Van der Sant back on track. So he will cycle out back in, looks like 13th, I believe he's running in right now.
12th.
As he makes looks like he's going to make the move on to Jim Schofield. So going into the backstretch chicane, and he gets that move done under braking. So Alex Van der Sant now on a mission, try to get back up. So the undercut is on here. Looks like he's going to try to make up some time on Andrew Dyson in between pit cycles, but he's going to be in traffic. Dyson has nothing but clean air, no lap cars in front of him, so he's not going to have a whole lot of resistance to keep running his race and his lap times. Again, last time by Dyson a 1:18.71. So we'll have to keep an eye on what Alex Van der Sant is able to post in response to him. So look, Andrew Dyson is just doing his program again as we're working lap 43 with 67 to go here at the Charlotte Roval. As we watch Andrew Dyson out front again. Look, no one anywhere near him, Carlos. He is running qualifying or practice laps. No pressure from behind. Again, no lap cars in front. Again, only 25 cars gridding. We only have one behind the wall right now, Devin Medeiros, who went out on early on in the race, so he is behind the wall. But yeah, he is just, I mean, you wouldn't think anybody else was at this track right now. It looks like a test day for Andrew Dyson.
Yeah, and actually, you just mentioned. Oh no, excuse me. I don't know why his name popped up here for a second, but no, yeah, Devin Medeiros crashed out on lap 4, I believe, where he missed the first corner and pretty much went head on into that Trump's heartbreak wall. But other than that, everybody else is still out on track. Of course, we got a couple drivers who are 1 or more laps down, but the rest of the field is still out there. These road tour races are becoming less and less races of attrition and more races of not really spinning out, because it doesn't matter how fast you are. If you can't keep it on the track, you're going to be finishing worse than the drivers who are slower than you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think gone are the days of with the incident, combined with the incident limit and kind of the at-fault system that we put in place, kind of gone are the days of the gridding, 40 cars for a road course and losing all but like 15 of those. So, yeah, most of these guys are pretty accomplished in their own rights. They outside of 100% Cup Series, they will be various members of the professional esports teams and organizations that are participating in the Coca-Cola iRacing series, which is our professional level, where the top 40 drivers on Oval compete for the championship and I think $300K prize this year. That I think it was Garrett Lowe or Garrett Lowe, Garrett Maines. I forget who won the championship there, but yeah, many of these guys are crew chiefs, spotters, test drivers, setup builders for the professional level. So kind of getting their own workout here in the 100% Cup Series. So again, pretty good quality of drivers, I got to say. And shout out to our guys for putting in the work and the time to hone their craft. Because again, if anybody that's done sim racing at any level or any game, you know that that competition can be hit or miss. And you know, these guys put in a ton of time throughout the year. Again, this is race 32. So we started way back in February, Carlos, and all these guys in the playoffs have run most of those races. Again, you're talking, you know, of the 32, you're talking 25, 27, 28 starts. That's almost every Saturday. Again, we follow the real life Cup Series, not a whole lot of break time that we get or off weeks. So huge amount of dedication for these guys to not only have their real lives going on, they got kids, wives, school, careers on top of their esports obligations, and they'll come here every Saturday night, show up ready to race and fight for a championship. It's been a pleasure and honor to see that over the few years, man. And you know, hats off these guys for showing up and being ready to compete every week.
And we mentioned him not too long ago. Devin Medeiros is actually officially out of the race. He is taking his name out of the whole competition, and his car and hauler are already leaving the racetrack. Also, looking at Alex Van der Sande, his last couple lap times, he does have fresher tires than Dyson, but Dyson is still outpacing him even with the less fuel and worn tires.
Yeah, probably again, we knew that, Alex Van der Sande, so a big car Santos, he's affectionately known here in the league. Yeah, look, he knew he had to do something different, right? And that's ultimately, look, that's a crew chief move, right? So he's got his crew chief hat on and his driver hat on. Look, you got to do something different than the leader, right? This guy has my number. Things aren't as they were last night. He's figured out something in the last 24 hours, Andrew Dyson. So do something he ain't going to do. We know he's probably not going to take tires. All right, let's put tires on and see if we can get that. Oh, as he slides out of that last chicane there, hanging it out, Andrew Dyson here in first position. But yeah, if you're Alex Van der Sande, you have to do something different. Hey, let's go ahead and take tires. Let's take the gamble. Maybe, in 40 laps time, that pays dividends and will give us a little bit of offset so we can do something with Andrew Dyson. On top of that, look, hoping for maybe catching another caution, right? Maybe that'll put us in position to get the check flag here.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. If you're doing the same thing as as everybody else and they're outpacing you, you're not going to be able to win. You have to do something different or be faster than them. And right now, Van der Sande is definitely doing something different. Only time will tell if that is going to be effective. As I'm seeing, Randy Drumheller has crashed.
Oh no, the 44 car. So it looks like Randy Drumheller may have had some issues here. So you queue up the 3-wide TV replay as you go back to look at Randy Drumheller on the backstretch. Oh, probably another issue here going into Flash Chicane. Just takes the whole
caution is out.
The big part of that curve, as we have a caution. Have a caution on lap 47. So it looks like we have hit that incident limit again. And that will be the end of the stage. So stage points will be awarded at that point. So that will catch. So Van der Sande looks like he was running 11th. So no stage points for him. But again, Alex not in the playoffs. Stage points don't really matter a whole lot for him. The top 10 at the time looks like Andrew Dyson, Patrick Gitter, Alex Murray round out your top 3. Matt DeCiani was in 4th. John Delaney was in 5th. RJ Root in 6th. Robert Miller in 7th. Lucas Hoytsma, Lukey Bear, is in the 8th position. And then Bobby Anderson in 9th, and Adam Benefield looks like he nicks a stage point there with the caution coming out. So we have hit that incident limit again, and the guys will queue up here for the end of stage 2. So looks like, I guess as we talked about, so it looks like it's falling right about the stage length. So 20, another 20 or so laps, maybe a little bit earlier than the
A
first
lot
one there,
earlier than I
Carlos. So
expected.
again, yeah, well, we saw a ton of spins there, right? So those will be two X's, a lot of off tracks, right? When you cut the yeah, when you cut the track. So yeah, I guess the guys have just been racking them up here, even though we have one less car. And I even see Andrew Dyson has 3 instant points. So yeah, we were stacking them up.
Interesting for sure. Now the question is, can they, if they stop now, can they make it the rest of the way, or do they still have to pit one more time? Because if they still have to pit one more time, then Van de Sande is looking pretty good. That strategy will work out because he'll probably just stay out while everybody goes in. But if everybody can make it from here, then his strategy has failed.
Yeah, so 62, I think you'll definitely have one more stop. You'll still have one more stop. So 62 to go right now. And again, I think that number is 40, and that's if you're saving. I think if you're full tilt, it's probably more like 37, 36 laps on a fuel tank. Again, tires aren't terribly important here. So you're right. So Alex Van de Sande will cycle to the front. And again, we talked about that coming into this, Carlos, was you got to do something the leader ain't going to do. So Andrew Dyson obviously fighting still still fighting in the playoffs. And trying to get those stage points. So probably was planning to stay out to get stage points, which he has now because of the caution. But yeah, Van de Sande should cycle out if he stays out here because he has one more stop regardless, right? He pitted maybe 10 laps ago, I think it was. So he should be fine in that position. I would expect him to stay out, and the rest of the guys come down and get a tank of fuel here. Let's watch to see if anybody here takes tires because we saw Nolan, we saw Wayne, and we saw Alex. We saw Van de Sande take tires, so interested to see what the guys are seeing here on the track. Track temps dropped to 97 from 101 at the start here, so getting cooler, which should aid tire health as Andrew Dyson leads them down pit road.
See, I'm not seeing anybody get jacked up. Everybody is just pretty much staying foul, which I don't know, it's a bit weird because you can take 2 tires without losing time because of how long it takes to fuel up, but it looks like everybody decided to not take any tires at all. Van de Sande, as expected, did stay out. He will be leading the field. He is your new leader. The question is, how long can he hold off Dyson? Because Dyson is taking off on the restart of the race. But can Van de Sande, with Van de Sande being up there right in front of him, is that enough to prevent Dyson from being able to pass him? I don't think that's the case, but for sure Van de Sande is gonna be, after a couple corners, Van de Sande will probably be in the same spot that he would have been had he not gone down pit road early.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen Andrew Dyson in dirty air though, right? So that's the key. Is
That's
I think
true.
he's led from the get-go. So we'll see what Alex Van de Sande can do in front of him and see how Andrew Dyson's car handles. And look, can he handle the adversity, right? Look, Alex Van de Sande is not going to roll over Andrew Dyson, right? He's trying to get that checker flag. So that we will see. But while we wait for that, let's go ahead and I'm going to grab Adam Benefield, throw him down here in the booth. Well, that's a guy who's currently below the cut line, had a couple issues. Let's get a word here with Adam. Adam Benefield's the Mars in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, man.
Man, you have had one hell of a race, man. So you've gone around twice. We saw you with the first spin drop down to about 15th or so, work your way back up to 8th, 7th, kind of around that top 5, and had a top 5 run going and had another issue, man. What's going on? How you feeling? Is the car, just driver error, or your car not handling how you want to? What's going on with you?
Yeah, man. I don't know what I'm doing. Just winging it. We're fast for like a handful of laps, and then ADD kicks in, and I start going all over the place, paying attention to other things. So we're having fun, and we're gonna see if we can't work our way back up to the front, maybe. Well, top 10.
Yep. So you came in, Adam. So we're 17 below the cut line. So not in a must win, but pretty close to it. So you definitely needed stage points. I guess how are you feeling now that you've had a chance? We had a couple stops, couple adjustments to make on the car. Looks like the track temp's been slowly falling. What do you think, man? We can make a run to the end here and go for a win or top 5?
Wrong button, sorry. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it gets cooler, the cooler it gets, the better the car gets, and I don't know, maybe we can play the cards right and there's some kind of strategy at the end and we can work our way up there.
All right, 10-4. Well, good luck, man. Again, hopefully we're talking to you at the end here, and again, we'll continue to watch you here fight to see if you can make your way into that round of 8. But good luck with the rest of your race, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Adam Benefield in the booth. So having fun, Carlos. So he's definitely enjoying it. Again, says he's fast here for a handful of laps and just trying to squeeze a little bit more out of it. But as the guys are cycling up, it looks like got some
We are
more
1 to
wake
green.
rounds. Yeah, 1 to green. Got some cars, Clayton and
What are you seeing?
yeah, it's a couple cars catching the field here as we are 1 to go.
Connor Bryan Jr. in Pier Road with 1 to green, so not sure what that's about.
Yeah, so SOBJ looks like he's maybe just filling up the fuel tank, man. So thinking a little bit ahead of the game here and focusing on that strategy, trying to set himself up for the end of the race here. So SOBJ, who was eliminated in the last round of the playoffs, so not currently a playoff contender, but still racing for his team here of Apex Racing. So they're still competing in that team championship with Dirty South Racing and the DSR boys. Yes, he will come back around and trying to set himself up for the end of the race.
All right, 50 laps will be completed when they go across our finish line. We're going to have 59 laps remaining in this race. So, I'm probably going to expect 1 more caution. Well, possible 2 more cautions at the rate this is going. But still fun racing.
I think that'd be a good Carlos trend of the race there. I think we will hit another one here, Carlos.
Yeah, that's for sure. The question right now that we have is, with Van den Sand leading this race and actually electing the outside line, can he hold off Dyson now that Dyson has lost the lead for the first time, albeit he is still near the front? So we're going to see a couple corners should let us know how this next restart is going to take place.
Yeah, absolutely. As we get ready to go green, as we're going to wait for the lights are off on the pace car, we're going to wait for the pace car to duck on off into the pit lane. And again, in control of your field will be Alex Van der Sant for the first time tonight, and see what he can do to keep Andrew Dyson behind him. Again, Patrick Gitter, Lucas Hoytman behind him. Lucas Hoytman has worked his way up into that 4th position as the pace car is off, and the guys will go through the, I guess, sort of Geico restart zone as Alex Van der Sant is off for the green flag here of the final stage of the race and gets a good launch on Andrew Dyson. Let's see if he overcooks it into turn 1. He does not, knows what he's doing there to keep Dyson behind, and he will lead the field into the infield complex. And the 2 have already kind of gapped 3rd place there of Patrick Gitter. So they're already doing the battle again for the long haul, expecting 1 more stop, potentially 1 more caution here in the race. So this might not be one completely on the track. But again, we have not seen Andrew Dyson in the 04 machine. Again, adorned in the red splitter and spoiler to indicate that he is in the playoffs, trying to lock himself into the round of 8 and set himself up for Las Vegas next week. But first time we've seen him in dirty air, Carlos, and we'll see what he can do as they work through over 1 and 2.
Yeah, this is, I apologize to Alex Van der Sant. I really did not think that he would have held on to the lead this far into on the restart. But Dyson, not far back as he kind of cooks the corner there. Wow, it's the first mistake we kind of seen from Dyson all race. As Van der Sant gets a fantastic drive off in the bus stop, and Van der Sant will lead a green flag lap here, pending he doesn't make a mistake in his very last Jimmy Johnson King here. But yeah, fantastic drive by Van der Sant, who had a strong initial restart. And it looked like he was giving it his all, maybe pushing almost a little too far, but realistically, that car was definitely locked in there. As Van der Sant a little wide there into turns 1 and 2, Dyson catching back up just a little bit. So we know for sure Dyson can catch back up and be at the back bumper of Van der Sant, but on the passing zones, can Van der Sant defend his car completely on those passing zones? And it kind of looks like so far that is the case.
Yeah, absolutely. As we were right on board here on the roof cam of Andrew Dyson watching Alex Van der Sant. Look, I don't think Alex Van der Sant is going to be able to walk away from Andrew Dyson, but look, he is quick enough look, it's entry speeds, exit speeds, right? Hitting those apexes, he can definitely do that all day long. I don't see Alex Van Sant making a whole lot of mistakes again here. Road course ace, oval ace himself in his own regard, a multi-time IndyCar champion in various leagues across iRacing. So this isn't any new pressure. He definitely handled it. He's the Iceman when it comes to these kind of scenarios. But again, it's just, does Andrew Dyson have the raw pace to set up Andrew Dyson to get around him, or send up Alex Van Sant to get around him? As we watch on board, if we could get on board here for this next lap of for Van Sant. I just want to see what he's doing. So we got a chance to look earlier in the race to get a look at what, as we go to 3-wide multicam, as we watch Lucas Hoysma up top and our battle for the lead on the bottom screen here. We were able to see that, look, Andrew Dyson was pretty smooth out front. Wasn't a whole lot of song on the wheel.
Oh, there he goes! Contact for the lead!
Oh, side by side racing as they go. Oh my goodness, into, I don't know, was that turn 4 or 5? I don't know the turn numbers here, but Alex Van Sant does the cutover. And this is what that was going on last night, Carlos. When Andrew Dyson would make headway or get side by side, Alex Van Sant using that knowledge, using that experience to hit him with switchbacks. Now, ultimately, that didn't work for Alex Van Sant because he did lose it, I think, in the last chicane as he was trying to do a cutback onto on the backstretch chicane. He was trying to gas it up on the inside and just lost the grip. But look, we did this for multiple laps last night. Alex Van Sant, as we go to a 3-wide TV replay, door-to-door contact as he tried to squeeze on the inside. Van Sant lets him go, does the switchback, gets on the gas, and then gets to the preferred line going into the next two, this kind of double right-hand turn that you go through. And Andrew Dyson, putting more pressure on him there. So excellent racing. Look, the racecraft is at a very high level here at the front, but I think this is your race. These will be the race for the win. Again, they're not too far ahead of third and fourth place. You got Patrick Gitter there in third. Alex Murray in the 22 machine is in fourth. But these two are head and shoulders above the field. So there's always that potential that they could take each other out as we go back to a 3-wide multicam. Again, more battles.
15 goes around
across the track.
Oh, locks it up.
Oh, Robert Miller locks it up going into the infield there. So that's twice. Again, he's had some issues as Jedi Taylor works his way around the 15. So Robert Miller there will lose some more positions there. So he's back down to around the 15th or 16th position here after sliding the tires or getting into the infield.
And still the battle for the front is strong as ever, as Dyson, was able to show a little bit more patience there compared to the last lap, which I'm sure Van Sant probably not too happy making contact that early. Because, you still have a lot of laps. Dyson can still wait back there, wait for the perfect opening or the mistake. But Dyson thought he saw an opening there, drove it in there deep, made contact with Van Sant. So now Van Sant has that in the checkbook. He has that option now to maybe pay him back by giving him a little bit of contact should there be another side-by-side battle. But the question is, how long can Van Sant do this? You mentioned last night that this did happen and did not fully work out for Van Sant, but we're just I think we literally are at the halfway point of the race. About halfway in this lap is the halfway point. Can he do that? Can he defend the rest of the way like this? Because we've seen drivers, they're able to defend, but at some point you make a mistake or you just don't get set up correctly, or the driver behind you figures out a weakness and they're able to exploit it. I think it's too long, and there has to be something else that Van Sant can do to keep himself up there. Because he already tried that risky strategy of pitting early, and it worked out for him. But the chances, it probably won't happen again, because the window of when they can pit and, never have to pit again is going to be opening here probably in the next 15 laps. He said they can go about 40 laps or so. But then the question is, what's the window from the window opening and the next possible caution that can come out? Because you're going to have to get a good point there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, a lot of things there, right? So I don't think Alex Van Sant has to defend. Look, you want to keep Andrew Dyson behind you until your pit stop, right? That's the key, because that's more time that he's losing. He can't accrue, 3, 4, 5, 6 second advantage on you, which all will matter, right, when we come to the end of the race. Look, so remember, Alex Van Sant, he's on a 15-lap run here since he last pitted. So he pitted early is what allowed him to cycle out. Andrew Dyson is right to his bumper, taking a look to the inside here as they go through turn 4 or 5 here. Thinks better of it. Van der Sant keeps the speed up high, but more pressure coming from the 04 car. Let's see what he does here coming on to the backstretch oval. He can't be more than he's like a quarter car length off of Van der Sant, so keeping him honest there. That's another piece though, Carlos, right? Is part of disrupting Van der Sant's strategy will be keeping this pressure on him. Look, make him burn his stuff up, make him think about you every single lap as he takes a small little peek going into the backstretch chicane, does not go.
Oh boy, here we go. That's it.
To the back of 96. Oh, as he gets loose with a contact, I couldn't tell, but Andrew Dyson does get around Alex Van der Sant going through oval 4. So not what Van der Sant wanted to need. So what I was saying is, look, you want to keep him behind you as long as possible, but look, that's not required because again, you are slightly off cycle. What I would expect to happen here, again, depending on when the cautions comes out, is Dyson slides a little bit getting on the front stretch. So he's trying to get away from Alex Van der Sant. He knows as well that he's going to need to build up a lead here to kind of counteract the expected undercut. So anyway, bunch of moving targets here. You want Van der Sant's going to be pitting before him, and what he's trying to do is cycle. If we get another caution, is he wants to have that pit stop completed before the caution ends, and be able to make some time on the leader so he can cycle back to the front, potentially for the final stop. But here's the other deal you got to think about, Carlos, is we do have green-white checkers to the road course. We do have caution flags. Indy road course ended with the green-white checker, right? It's happened before. So it's definitely in play here as well, especially if the guys get racing hard and more contact happens. Those are more incident points for iRacing that will put the field closer to that limit. And very well, that could come into play. So fuel strategy comes into play. If you can go 40 laps, you have to take into account you might get a green-white checkered 1 or 2 here as well. So you never know. But I think Alex Van der Sant is still in a decent position. He has to stay cool. Don't panic, right? He probably was expecting this. We knew that Andrew Dyson was quick. He probably was going to get around you at some point. You held him up, which he did part of his job. And now he set himself up for doing the math here of, 40 lap stint, fuel, plus potentially a green white checker, right? That's what we're looking at.
Oh, missed the corner fully.
Yeah. Oh, goes wide here on the first turn, so that's going to set him up. Patrick Gitter is going to get a little bit closer here on lap 58 of 109 here. Patrick Gitter will draw close with the mistake from Alex Van der Sant. So he just has to stay cool. The race is not lost. He's still going to check the flag. Meanwhile, Andrew Dyson doing everything he needs to do to make sure that he can punch his ticket into the round of 8 as well. So we'll continue to keep an eye on all of that. But look, that's happening all through the field, right? As we have, a few more groups. If we got the, kind of second, third, and fourth year group together with Van der Sant, Gitter, and Murray. We got another little group here in the back. John Delane's kind of in no man's land, but then we have RJ Root and that group behind them. Looks like Matt DeCiani, Adam Benefield are all in that group as they make their way through the back stretch through the chicane. So all these guys are doing the same thing, right? They are, they know what the leaders are doing, right? And even if you're not racing for the lead here, if you're, say, a Matt DeCiani, who the camera's on right now, that number 4 race EPI machine, look, you're trying to watch what other guys up front doing, right? How can you gain a few more positions to secure your playoff bid here? There's a little bit of sideways there for was it RJ Root, I believe, in the blue car, as they go side by side into the infield. So through turn 1, as they head around here to I believe it's turn 3, but Matt DeCiani will get that position or hold on to that position at least behind Alex Root. Man, I'm just mixing up all kind of names here, Carlos. But RJ Root in the 45 car, followed by Matt DeCiani. Ooh, a little bit of lockup smoke there from RJ Root. And Adam Benefield is continuing to try to make his resurgence through the field and try to get back up into this top 5 position, potentially a win again. Got 1 stage point there. I think he got a couple stage points in stage 1, so he's probably a little bit closer. If I had to guess, he's probably, plus or minus 15, minus 13, something like that, instead of minus 17. But he's going to need a strong finish, a podium, the top 5 here at least, to make some ground on some of these guys. Again, Alex Murray is the guy that was on the cut line, plus 3 above. He's running in 4th position, up there running 119s currently in that kind of second pack here at the front of the race, along with Patrick Gitter and Alex Van der Sant.
Now I have a question for you. If you're Andrew Dyson, and we're talking you are Andrew Dyson, so you do have the skills. So it's not you in this position. You have the skills to be up here. If you're Andrew Dyson, when do you pit? Are you just gonna still run your race, or because what you saw with what Vandensat did, do you kind of pit relatively close to when that window opens up, just to erase that possibility of a caution coming out while the rest of the field has not gone down pit road, so you're back up in the front if that does happen? Or do you just still do your own thing, and if a caution comes out before you pit, you'll just start in the back or start not in the front?
Look, if I'm on that 04 team and I am Andrew Dyson, if I'm in that car, I'm on the pit box. I'm running the program, right? What we're doing is working. We don't need to change anything. They have to catch us. I think you do the math and again account for that green-white checker just in case it comes out. So I would say, me personally, around with 35 to go, you come down and pit and you get your fuel. You fill it up and then you go out and race and let the chicks follow it. Man, look,
Delaney
on the track. As Delaney is having issues, little smoke and sliding there onto the front stretch out of that last chicane there. John Delaney, who is running in
fifth.
Your fifth position, so he rounds up the top 5 currently right now. Again, kind of in no man's land, not really anywhere to battle here. We got to have the group in front of him and the group behind him. So Alex John Delaney in the pink Tony car is kind of in Pierre Gasly land, kind of running in fifth all by his lonesome as we jump on board here of
the Raymond Root. RJ
Raymond Root. New paint scheme really for Root, so it's throwing me off here with the deep blue. He kind of it's a very Dalton Mobley-esque paint scheme with the Dallas Mavericks color. So every time I see that car, I want to scream out Dalton Mobley, but that is not him here tonight. Anyway, RJ Root running in your 7th position here. Currently turning out 118.93, so decent amount of speed. Again, he is. Oh, is Van der Sant's going to lose that position?
Yeah, he had not drive. He had he cut through the course, so he had to slow down.
Oh no! So issues again. Keep in mind. So Alex Van der Sant did take tires. We did see that earlier. Currently. Van der Sant is, I believe, 16 laps on this set of tires. So much older tires than everyone else. Everyone else will be right now kind of on, 21 laps.
I would argue he has fresher tires than everybody else, because we didn't see a lot of the drivers, take any tires that last caution.
Oh yeah, good point. So the inverse of that. So he has in theory, fresher tires. But again, the iRacing model here, typically you get faster as you go on. By the end of the race, I think on one set of tires, I know it's Sonoma and a few other road courses, you would get down into the wear here is track kind of percentage. If you're looking at your setup, so within the race, you'll see that you have you're down to 60% grip, for example. And I think that's about what they wear down to, is usually in the mid 60s by the end of the race. But you typically will get faster. So in the sim, we've kind of adjusted to not taking tires through the race as we ride on board here with Andrew Dyson up front on the 3-wide cam here, roof cam. So typically you don't want to take tires because it's a little bit slower. Again, Van der Sant, who was doing what the leader ain't doing, right? Doing an alternate strategy, which paid off, right? Did get in front, was able to hold him off for a little bit, which is about what he mustered last night. Can definitely keep pace with Andrew Dyson. Can definitely hold him behind him for a few laps. He has fresher tires in theory, but again, typically a little slower. But again, I think that was a long-term play, so that maybe when we get to the end and you do get down to that 60% or 50% wear, whatever the guys will get to on a single set, that maybe you just have that little bit of tire advantage at the end. So I don't expect Alex Van der Sant to take any more tires. Again, we'll keep an eye on it on the pit cycle here. Because again, we're rapidly approaching that window. Again, I would expect somewhere around 35 if you're accounting for the green-white checker, right? Just in case we will hit that. It was when the pit cycle would open for the cars here throughout the field.
I don't know how many times I've said this, and I will continue to say this. I love Andrew Dyson's paint scheme, because you're going to see it here. The hex pattern, as the light shines through, it kind of gives it like a breathing kind of like effect as as you go from left to right, right to left, as wherever the sun hits it, as it's a very small detail with the texture differences between, or the finish differences between the hex and the hex outline on his paint scheme on the hood and throughout the whole body. That just I'm in love with.
Yeah, and as we cross here into, hold on, give me 1 second. Clicked off screen there.
Yeah, it's across here.
Crossing to lap 64, so 46 to go here. Let's kind of just go through the field here, so we get make sure we get some screen time for all the guys here in the league. Let's start up front with Andrew Dyson, who is got a 5-second lead, so he's back out to what he's been doing to Alex Van Sant, but his 5-second lead over Patrick Gitter in second place. But again, phenomenal road racer. He's the man to beat at every road course that we go to. The Roval's probably the most vulnerable he's been at thus far. But again, Alex Van Sant pulling all the tricks out of the bag, just can't get around Andrew Dyson here, racing for Dirty South Racing in the playoffs in the 04 machine. In second place, we have Patrick Gitter in the 21 car of Team Conti for race EPI. So he has, again, with Van Sant being a little aggressive on the pit strategy, Patrick Gitter in the 21 car has moved up into second place. Again, about 5, almost 6 seconds back of Andrew Dyson right now. Are we on? Oh, we're on multicam. Okay. And by the way, Carlos, my feed, I'm still seeing like the split screens kind of feed here.
Oh, so, no, that is incorrect. Let me refresh that for you, because that is wrong.
Yeah, I got small little squares.
Oh, that is weird. Yeah,
anyway,
let me fix that.
Yeah, no worries. Anyway, in third position, we have the 96 car of Alex Van Sant. Again, we've kind of talked through what his race has been thus far. Thank you, Carlos. That's much better. In the 96 machine thus far. Right behind him, Alex Murray. So not a lot. Again, he's kind of occupied that third, fourth spot. Briefly started on the front row, I believe, in second. So Alex Murray is in fourth place. Solid race from Alex, as he's came in plus 3 above the cut line, trying to keep a good position here so he can lock himself into that round of 8. In fifth place, John Delaney in the 6 car. So in the, I think he called me set up Char here. So Delaney's had a couple excursions here himself, getting the fishtailing and all that stuff here. Again, with the arrival of many of the other road course aces, this used to be John Delaney territory. He and Bryce Nixon, but again, the level on the road courses just kind of ticked up over the couple of years. So he runs in 5th place, again, looking for a good spot here to secure his playoff run into the round of 8. In 6th position, we have Lucas Hoytsma in the 06. That looks like RC Cola car. So
yeah, RC Cola.
Maybe a Soda Wars scheme. Shout out to RC Cola. It's always cheaper than the big brands.
Caution is out. Clayton Hoffman's crashed.
Caution is out. Looks like Hoffman has had some trouble. So we are on lap 44. Or sorry, lap 4. Lap 66. 44 to go. Oh, yep. So just a spin here. That would have been what? So 2 incident points for loss of control. Sends us back over the limit again here for the caution. So, oh man, this is not on the number. Looks like we're probably gonna have another pit stop here, and I guess probably another caution.
Yeah. This is even less. This is even less than the first time. We only did 16 laps.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the field. Look at these incident counts to see. There are some guys that are pretty high up there. I see Robert Miller in double digits. I see Adam Benefield in double digits. Delaney's in double digits. So, again, even Andrew Dyson has 3 incidents now. So that's definitely he had 0 for a long time. I think probably accrued some when he was doing battle with Alex Van Sant.
The car contact.
These guys are definitely racking up the incidents here. So, But yeah, anyway, that's something to. We're definitely trending towards a. Again, I go to the end of the race here, Carlos. And I'm thinking if I'm on the box here, of man, this is looking like we'll probably get a green, white checker or a caution as we get closer to the end here. So trending a lot like Indy Road. Something to keep an eye on here. Interesting decision that guys have. So from here, I don't believe you can make it. And as we are 44, as we go to 43 from the end here, again, that fuel number is about 40 is probably the max you could stretch it. So maybe 39, depending on the gearing and things that you have set on your car. But again, we are getting faster. You know, the track's getting faster here, Carlos. So track temp is down to 94 degrees. So the faster you go, the more fuel you will use, as you're able to get more grip and out of the turn. So all that factors in. Maybe that knocks a lap off of your fuel number. So that's something to keep an eye on. Again, you know, some of these guys do have crew chiefs. They are, you know, we have to do various teams. You know, you have groups of 3 and 4 guys here. So some of them have crew chiefs, some of them don't have crew chiefs, some of them have spotters, some of them don't have spotters. A lot of our guys here in the 100% Cup Series, they are doing that math on the fly. It is just them. They are the one-man team, at least in their machine. So they're having to figure this all out on the fly, just like we're doing up here in the booth. So kudos to them, all while hitting these corners at 100 miles an hour. So interesting calls that we got to see here. Man, I think that, I think you kind of have to get fuel, right? Just to, we might get a few more, something to consider too, Carlos. We talk about that though, is that, the more cautious you get, the more fuel you can save. So that is also a factor. So if you are thinking we're going to get another, caution here in the next 20 or so laps, right? Then maybe, maybe you factor that into your fuel number.
Everyone pit road.
Dyson pit road to get fuel here. So Dyson leads them all down pit road here as they start to dive into the pit boxes.
Actually,
and as always, let's see.
Dustin Hall stays out.
Dustin Hall, who needs a win to get in, makes the big balls call and stays out on the racetrack. Again, man, interesting call again with 42 to go. Let's see here with Dustin Hall. Looks like he has 20 laps, so he might have probably another 18 to 20 laps of fuel in the car. So he could potentially go to around 88, 87 with cautions. And we would, again, based on the trend, we'd probably get another one between now and then, Carlos. So interesting call from Dustin Hall. Needs a win to get in. Again, Dustin Hall, who came in 12th position, was 23 back on the cut line. So needs a Hail Mary, and he has taken the Hail Mary. So actually, let's see if we can get a word with Dustin Hall here under caution and see what the plan is here. Dustin Hall's DeMaris in the booth. You got me?
Hey, bud, what's up?
Well, looks like you made the call of calls and stayed out here. You came in 23 below the cut line, so kind of in a win or go home scenario. And again, kind of made the bold call, buddy. What are you thinking here? What are we looking like for the end of the race to set yourself up?
Well, I wish I had a string of banana peels to drop here on this restart, but I was really curious what this base car looked like, so figured we'd come up here and take a look at it.
It is a pretty low Porsche we run on the road courses. So, yeah, well, look, you got the whole field that cycled in behind you. So we got Dyson, who has been, as usual, on road courses. He's the class of the field. John Delaney and Vanessant right behind you. You got a little team support there with Gitter and DeCiani in 4th and 5th. But so, yeah, you stayed out here. Looks like you got about 20 laps on. We up in the booth, we've been speculating the number's about 40 with full fuel save. So, expecting you got about a half a tank of fuel left here. But what's the plan here, man? Are you just trying to stay out front? Are we tracking to a fuel number? What's kind of the goal here as we get ready to get started?
That's exactly what we're doing. We're just kind of tracking this race from the checkered flag back. Everybody is either going to be way off pace to save, or they're going to have to pit again. So there was no sense in coming down that time. I'm surprised nobody else stayed out, to be honest. But we'll just run a few laps here, try and stay out of these fast guys' way, and drop it down pit road here in about 5 or 6 laps.
Right, 10-4. So it's like we're going to cross with 40 to go. So it'll put us around 35 to go. Wow, it puts me right on the number there, Carlos. So it looks like he's accounting for that green-white checkered. Well, good luck to you, Dustin. Again, ballsy call. We'll hope it works out for you. Maybe we're talking to you at the end of the race with the Hail Mary, and you can race your way into the round of 8.
Yeah, like I say, I think it's going to take carnage because I just do not have the pace on these lefty-righty racetracks.
All right. Well, good luck
Appreciate
to you,
you,
sir.
man.
Yep. And good luck on your race here.
Right on, D. Thank you, bud.
All right, Justin Hall out of the booth here. So, running the race backwards, as they say. So, again, doing that same fuel calculation. So, the speculations look like we're spot on, Carlos, where he's going to stay out for another 5-6 laps, come down pit road, and he's set for the race, right? So, everyone else is going to have to cycle down at least probably at least one more time here as we're 40 to go. Well, actually, again, might have to, some guys, they're going to be in fuel save mode. So the guys that can go full out, if any, can kind of make that gamble and hope for another caution here before we get to the end of the race. Again, we are on lap 69 of 109, so 41 to go. Looks like we've been getting cautions about every 20 laps. Look like it's been getting closer and closer. So that one was, I think, 16, you said.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where that cycle. So 3 cautions on the night for 11 laps, 41 to go. Dustin Hall is your control car out front.
It was 25, 23, 16. Those are the splits.
Yeah, the Stinson. So 25, 23, 16. Again, hard racing there at the front. We know Van de Sant and a few guys were spinning around there. So as you watch Dustin Hall on the front row, so the field will be under his control. His lights are out on the pace car as we go through the backstretch chicane for the final time before the restart of the race, and we'll get that green flag. So again, Dustin Hall was 23 below the cut line, needs a win to get in. No stage points tonight, so that gap has gotten a little bit bigger. As we know, Benefield's gotten 3 or 4 stage points here, we expect. And so have the rest of most of our playoff contenders here. So we'll wait for the pace car to duck on off as Dustin Hall kind of cleans off the tires here, weaves back and forth, but he will be the control car as the pace car rounds oval 4, and we'll head off the pace track and we go into the Geico restart zone. The field under control of Dustin Hall. Let's see when he goes, is early or late. Looks like he's holding him through the chicane and takes off to get the jump on the inside. Dyson got a great start as well. Van de Sant moves to the inside line back there on the third row to go to the blimp cam, and Dustin Hall will hold on through turn 1, leading them down into turn 3. And Dyson right away is diving underneath him. Again, Dustin Hall said, look, he doesn't want to fight too hard. He's running to a fuel strat. So all these guys will try to get around him as soon as possible. Again, most guys will also have the stream up, so they'll know what the plan is for Dustin Hall is at this point. John Delaney up to second, his highest running order of the night. So the 6 McConey shop car and Alex Van de Sant now trying to make his way around Dustin Hall as well, taking to the outside of oval 1 and 2.
A little contact there.
And they are, a little bit of door slamming as they're trying to make some contact. As he tries to get around Dustin Hall, and the cars behind them are trying to figure out which way to go as well. So, a little bit is it going to be chaos going into the backstretch chicane? A little tire smoke. Everyone.
Wrecking around goes Van de Sant, number 5 involved as well.
No, Van de Sant, tapped by Bobby Anderson. Oh, man, Van de Sant again with, he's going for the win. Damage on the right side of that 96 machine. As you see Travis Cremata go through at the end there. So 3 wide TV replay. Let's see what happened. Stack up again. Everyone's trying to get around Dustin Hall, so they're going through side by side over turtle 1. Oh, and
hard contact.
Oh man, just off balance. Yeah, head-on contact with Bobby Anderson in the 5 Kellogg's machine. Hopefully he doesn't have too much damage. We'll see what happens coming out of that. But Van de Sant, not what he wanted to see, was again fighting for the win there, trying to do everything he could to get this checkered flag, and just nowhere to go for Bobby Anderson in the Toyota
and
there. Just
I was gonna say that Van de Sant must have already not been happy, because I don't know if you were able to catch that,
When around this part of the track, Van der Sande had a good run, but unfortunately, Dustin Hall was there, and Van der Sande pretty much had to like check up, lose a little bit of momentum, and then the one eventually did go down. Van der Sande went to the outside, and it just made contact, started side drafting each other. Van der Sande lost even more speed and momentum, lost a spot or two, already heated. Goes into that bus stop, cooks it way too hard, and spins out and gets massive front end damage. So Van der Sande's night is going from good to bad to even worse right now.
Yeah, again, not in the playoffs, but again, Alex was hunting for that checkered flag there for
whoa!
Race. Whoa, Jason Taylor. So Jedi having the issue is parked into the front stretch wall as the whole field will go by. Let's get a 3-wide replay of that to see what happened with Jason. Probably some issues under braking here as he's right behind, following Tanner Marty there in the 29. Oof. And just loses it. Yep. Oh man, car starts to slide. He has to correct and locks it down into the front stretch wall. So unfortunate for Jason Taylor. But hey, we're racking up those incident points, Carlos.
I don't know how this happened. We have Adam Benefield in the YouTube chat saying my playoff race is over. Excuse me, I just sneezed. He's off track. When did this happen?
Off track completely? Is he parked it behind the...
Yeah, he was on YouTube. I don't know if Adam, if you can hop on into the Infield Care Center, we can get a word with you about your night. I'll be keeping an eye out, but yeah, it's a shame that your playoff run is over.
He has hit the incident limit, Carlos. He has hit the 21 incident limit, and he is disqualified. His playoff run dies here at the Roval in the parking lot 400. He has hit the 21 incident limit.
Here he is. Let's bring him up.
Adam Benefield back in the booth from the Infield Care Center. Looks like
oh my goodness
into your night. As we just noticed that you have, looks like you hit the incident limit, man. Tell us about it. What happened?
I guess it takes a lot more skill to get around this place than I have. I mean, I don't know. It was a couple, I don't know, it was just rough racing. Like we had some incidents. No one's spinning. That sucks. But I was just going through that last wreck where Van der Sande spun out of the bus stop in the back stretch, and I didn't think I hit nobody, but all of a sudden I got DQ'd. Delaney's.
Yeah, this is a replay. Delaney is off track.
But
yeah, as we watch the 3-wide TV replay, Delaney's sliding off track as well. Yeah, just a number of issues out there tonight. So, yeah, look, unfortunately, into your night, Adam, caught us off guard. We were kind of following all the battles there. So, looks like you were putting yourself in position to lock in to the round of 8. However, that has come to an end, unfortunately. So, there won't be a resurgence or a 23 championship for the 83 car. So, unfortunate, man. Sorry it sucks to see that. We're looking forward to you battling up through the field. I mean, again, you got to process. A lot of work went into this season to try to get that championship. But knowing that we're not going to advance here, kind of what's your outlook on? Got Las Vegas coming up, and then the next couple of rounds of playoff here.
Yeah, I mean, we're still going to go and try to show up every week and try to collect checker flags and do everything we can to help Getter. I think he'll get through. Excuse me. Help Getter out as much as we possibly can, and then we also have our Alliance car. Hopefully, he's still in it with DeCiani, but no, the 83 and the one, we're still gonna come. We're gonna fight every week, do what we can to win the race.
All right, 10-4. Well, that's Adam Benefield. Again, man, sorry that your championship hopes wins like that. The season's not over though. We still got a ton of races, and I guess we're going to switch into check flag hunting mode. And again, you got the teammates there to continue to help and get them through the playoffs and perhaps bring that championship still to Team Conti. So fair play to you, sir. Again, and we definitely made it exciting, man. And as you see, Hoytsma enter pit road. But yeah, we definitely enjoyed watching your race, man. Sucks that your race came to an end like that. But again, hopefully talking to you later on in the season, maybe you get some more of those checker flags.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, unfortunate timing for a couple drivers as we were talking to Benefield, as we saw there The 12 got turned across the start-finish line, and then we saw pretty much just the worst possible spin without contact for John Delaney as he lost a ton of spots. He went from 2nd all the way down to 15th as he's currently recovered up to 14th right now, but spun out, wasn't facing the right way, couldn't turn it around, so had to drive backwards, find a spot at the end of the straightaway, and finally was able to get it turned around. But that's precious time lost in a too close off a restart to not be able to hemorrhage all those spots.
Yeah, unfortunate. Again, we're seeing a lot of. I wouldn't have expected to see this many issues causing me, especially we got. We started off pretty quietly here. There wasn't a whole lot going on. A few spins here and there. Yeah, as Robert Miller on the pit road. So again, that number with 34 to go. So the pit
contact 41, 07 around.
Yeah, Lucas Hoytsma contact with Jedi Taylor. So there's another 4X there that will. That's gonna. Man, these guys are.
They're risking it.
The pressure is ramped up here again. We're entering the fuel window. We're going to have good in laps, good out laps. You're going to have to, as Nolan Hodgson is not happy on the radio with that situation that just happened in front of him, and potentially getting caught up here, and got some drama on the radio here.
Just got turned. Like not too long ago, while we were talking to Benefield, he got turned, and he got turned again.
Yeah, he is not a happy camper right now. Nolan Hodgson, who is currently running in your 16th position, right, or 17th position? 16th.
16th. Always go with your first choice.
Oh, well, no, I have my timing doesn't update till they go around. So, but yeah, anyway,
RJ Root.
Nolan Hodgson running in the 16th position in the 12th-place cars. Again, RJ Root now comes down with 33 to go. So these are the guys and Hoffman follows him on pit road in the 92 machine. As we have the multicam and the 2 pink cars. So Nolan Hodgson up top, racing with Jason Jedi Taylor in the pink Supreme car here. As more cars come down pit road, the 29 of Tanner Marty is now on to pit road as we watch the stop there for RJ Root and Clayton Hoffman. Looks like no tires. So jacks are not coming out, just fuel for those cars as they're going to fuel it up to the end here, 33 to go. So that should give them enough to go to the end, plus a green-white checkered if we should hit that. And just kind of based on the way the cars are falling, I would expect totally that you kind of can't ignore the chance for a green-white checkered. Again, as the 2 pink cars continue to race up top, and Andrew Dyson, who is again in clean air like always, so he has stayed out of the fray here behind them as. Again, the intensity is ramping up every single lap. Andrew Dyson, again, is in his own world out there running practice session laps with no one really to cause him any troubles and no lap cars upcoming for him. Although the 45 is just now, looks like he's just now getting off pit road. So how long was he on?
Okay, I want to specify. RJ Root, Lucas Hoytsma, both got black flags on pit road, so I'm assuming speeding penalty for both of those drivers.
Yeah, the 45 came out not too far in front of, as I was just saying, that no lap cars in front of Andrew Dyson. But that looks like about a 40-second hold for definitely RJ Root at least. So that will come into play again. Obviously, Dyson is faster than 45, so that'll probably be the first lap car that he'll come to as we work lap 78 of 109 here as we continue to watch Nolan Hodgson in the 12 car. Trying to get back around Jedi Taylor in the 41 Supreme car here.
Oh, contact!
And side by side, door-to-door action here with, oh my goodness, just John Delaney and
22, I think.
Alex Murray in the 22. Yep, the pink 22 number of Alex Murray as they are currently fighting for 11th and 12th. I believe they're on the 9th, fighting for the 9th position here between the two of them. So Delaney unsuccessful in trying to I believe he's trying to make the pass to get around Alex Murray there. So unsuccessful was RJ Root, and you got a couple of so the Prodigy boys here are I'm looking at, so we switched camera angle, sorry about that. But yeah, Alex Murray back there racing with Delaney as we see Robert Miller now up here with
Alex Murray in 8th place.
Yeah, Alex Murray in 8th place.
Ever since Benefield got incidented out, I've been carefully. Dustin Hall goes around.
Oh no, looks like an issue into the last chicane there. Looks like he probably, nope, did he make that or did he blow the chicane?
No, he definitely blew it.
The first part.
Definitely cut the corner.
Yeah, cut through the first chicane there. So, yeah, Dustin Hall, who is now down in your 11th position. So remember, he stayed out on the restart to get the track position. Again, running the race backwards, as he said, to play to the fuel number. Which again, we're seeing everyone else start to slowly come down. The pit road cycle is on as we are 31 to go. So a little bit of change here. Andrew Dyson continues to lead with a 4-second lead over Patrick Gitter in 2nd place. Matt DeCiani has moved up into 3rd position, so he rounds out your podium. Only 5 incident points for Matt DeCiani, so he's been able to keep it clean here.
That's the wrong button. I apologize.
About 7 seconds behind, and Robert Miller in 4th Bobby Anderson in the 5 car in 4th place, and Jim Schofield, who is yet to pit, I believe, rounds out your top 5 here. So definitely some movers and shakers. Looks like we're gonna have some comers and goers as everyone kind of decides on what is the best time to come down pit road to set themselves up. Again, Jim Schofield is or was eliminated, last round, I believe, in the playoffs, so not currently competing in the playoffs, but hunting that checkered flag as Dustin Hall finally brings it down pit road with 30 to go. So a little bit longer than he told us, so maybe trying to throw off the competition. That we're listening to the broadcast and the booth interviews. Expected to said he'd run 5 or 6, but went quite a few more than that. As we go back to one of the closest battles on track, so Nolan Hodge is still working on that 41 car in the 12 corner number here of that Brandt number 12 machine. Chasing Jason Taylor through 3 and 4. And just looking around the track here to see what else we have going on. Looks like we got some pretty good spacing between everybody else. So Nolan Hodson and Jason Taylor, he comes right to the rear of and takes the inside here. Nolan Hodson makes the move on Jason S. Taylor, and looks like Jason lets him go, realizing that battle is not worth fighting. He's already lost. So around the 12 goes the 41, and he is free to fly. Nolan Hodson to chase down Clayton Hoffman, who looks like he might have just lost a spot to John Delaney.
You do want to specify right now.
Alex Van der Sant is on pit road, so 96 coming down for his final stop of the race, we would expect. Curious to see if he'll take tires again, but Robert Miller and SOBJ we're looking at here. Yep, the 24 car of Sean O'Brien Jr. currently running in 8th position, or excuse 6, 7, 8. Yeah. We're in 8th, just ahead here of Alex Murray, as they make their way through the infield complex here at Charlotte Roval. Again, we're working lap 81 of 109 as he goes inside of Sean O'Brien Jr. here, going through, I believe that's turn 5, pushes him wide a little bit. And yep, Sean O'Brien Jr. lets him go and concedes that position to Alex Murray, the 22 machine. So up a position he goes, and down a position for the 24 car.
The more drivers that find themselves in pit road and pitting right now, the more of a possible danger zone that Dyson and Getter, but mostly Dyson, finds himself to be, because this is the area I mentioned, the area where drivers are making their final pit stop. In between that and the next possible caution, we've seen a lot more contact and incidents this restart than we've seen in the whole race. So I really expect this one to be even less than 16 laps. So at this point, right now, Dyson, the longer he stays out and the more these drivers find themselves in pit road, you're entering that risk of restarting yourself maybe outside the top 5, possibly outside the top 10 on what could be a final restart run, as we currently only have 28 laps remaining. So if a caution comes out within the next 10 laps, then that realistically could be the last caution of the race. But then we do get closer, of course, to a possible green white checkered caution.
Yeah. With the current, again, remember the intensity always ramps up. So, and again, NASCAR, the cautions breed cautions, and we again look at Andrew Dyson almost all alone there. It looks like he's got Dustin Hall just in front of him as we work across for lap 83 of 109, and looks like that is
Gitter.
21 car. Yep, Gitter is on pit road. The 21 cars. You go to the multicam and continue to watch the battle. So Nolan Hodgson not really able to step away from the 41. So Jason S. Taylor is able to keep pace with the 12 as they are coming up to the back of more cars. Looks like he's catching Kyle Ammon there in the mellow yellow 25 machine. But on and off again for Patrick Gitter. So not a very long stop for the 21 car, and he enters back onto the racing surface.
Yeah, they
So
didn't really
pitting
lose
for three.
too
So we're
much
still
time.
waiting for. Yeah, not a lot of time spent there. So we're still waiting on. So Dyson has not pitted. DeCiani has remained out. Bobby Anderson, Jim Schofield is also not been in. So Patrick Gitter will cycle back in to that 5th position, having made his pit stop.
The dynamic pink duo finally gets separated on track as Nolan Hodgson, very angry Nolan Hodgson, has gone down pit road for what could be his last stop. As you know, seeing more and more of these drivers go in. Certainly a run out of drivers who actually do need to pit. Right now, your top 4 have yet to go down pit road as Dustin Hall barely ekes out next to that outside wall start finish line. As well, Matt DeCiani has gone down pit road.
Yep, 4 car coming down to the attention of his pit crew for the last and hopefully the money stop of the race we would expect. Matt DeCiani rolling down pit road right now as we watch on the multicam Patrick Gitter and Robert Miller. Again, Patrick Gitter has made his stop for the race here, so he should not be coming back down pit road we would expect. Robert Miller has also made a pit stop earlier, so he's on lap, kind of rolling lap 9 of his run as well. So these two are set to go to the end here as they compete right now for that 4th position on track. And so we're still waiting for Andrew Dyson, still waiting for Bobby Anderson to come down to make what we expect to be the final pit stop of the race. So the 04 and then the 5 machine out front, followed by.
Whoa. That 25 is a broken toe link. Or broken suspension in general. That car's destroyed.
Yep, as he overshoots his pit stall, or maybe trying to take it behind pit row. Oh, he really overshot. Yep. So issues for Kyle Ammon. I did have a chance to talk to him before the race. Was just kind of hoping for a good showing. Didn't really expect much. Again, he's not a road course specialist by any means. Definitely more one of our oval guys. So unfortunate, not the day he hoped for. Was hoping maybe for a clean race and maybe get that top 20 finish, which is where he sits right now. So yeah, Kyle Ammon with issues and on pit road getting his damage fixed here. As we watch Andrew Dyson continue out front. So he's got 17 seconds on Bobby Anderson, who, again, both of them have to come in and make a pit stop, as well as looks like Jim Schofield, as I think Clayton Hoffman just had an issue on track. Yep, there he goes. So he just also spun through that lap. Man, that last chicane is catching a lot of guys out today under the braking zone. So he is racing with Van de Sant. Did he have help? He did not just over the curve and lost the grip there on his 92 machine as he came onto the front strip. So another position for Alex Van de Sant as he will move ahead of Clayton Hoffman. So that is up into 10th position.
Getting closer to that magic number.
Yes, we are. So, and it's like Wayne Grass is letting by RJ Root there as they get ready, because there will be lap traffic here pretty soon for Andrew Dyson, who again has not made his pit stop. So it looks like the 04 is going to run it dry here on the pit cycle. So he's looks like he's 20 laps into his run. So he could go potentially 20 more, but I would expect him to be a little bit short of making the race. So probably counting on a caution here to get him to the end. And we'll see how that plays out here. As we watch the 4 car of Matt DeCiani, currently running in 7th position, make his way into the infield. Let's take a look back at so Patrick Gitter. We got a cluster of cars here. I know he was just racing with I think Robert Miller here in the back, but we got some lap traffic, so they've just made their way around. I think it was Travis Cremator. They just made their way around as well on track. And I think that's Travis racing with somebody. Let's go back another car. Is that Travis racing with, nope, Alex Murray letting him through. So the 22 machine making his way around lap traffic. So he also gets around the Flying Canadian of Travis Cremator.
Now this is interesting because
continues to work on the 21. Yep, go ahead, Carlos.
Patrick Gitter, Robert Miller, and Alex Murray, they're all on fresh tires. As I was about to say, they're catching up to Jim Schofield, who has yet to pit, but he's in pit road right now.
Yeah, the 47 car, again, competing in the Rookie of the Year Championship as well. Eliminated from the playoffs in the last round, unfortunately. Makes his way, so he's going to make the money stop here for him and bring it to the attention of his pit crew. But that will free Patrick Gitter up into third position. And Robert Miller behind him. So they are now chasing Andrew Dyson here, who is yet to, Bobby Anderson also has not pitted, so excuse me. So yeah, they're chasing those two to, ideally what you want to get here, and so they're playing a game of when, they're playing the Russian roulette of when does the caution come out, right? That's what's happening right here up front for the win. So you have Andrew Dyson, who is running it long, anticipating the caution. You have Patrick Gitter and Robert Miller trying to get within that pit window, right? Which I don't know what that pit delta is, but I'm sure it's probably more than 20 seconds, depending on how much fuel you take, and that's about where they sit, I believe, on Andrew Dyson. Although I'll double check that gap though. But so that's what they're trying to do, is get within that pit window, so that if we do not get a caution and we get, or he has to pit before we get a caution, because again we expect to have another one at some point, that they would be able to jump him with the pit strategy. So as we got a battle on track, Robert Miller is making the move on Patrick Gitter into turn one. Looks like he has secured that move. Is there a switchback coming from the 21? There is not, but he remains on the bumper of the 15 car. As Alex Murray as well, looks like he's catching up to this pack to have a word for the fighting for the third position here. So a 3-car battle has broken out between Robert Miller, Patrick Gitter, and now Alex Murray joins the fight as they make their way through the second half of the infield here. As
you see how the car just skips. Yeah, the car just skips and bounces up and down as it goes from left to right there in that part of the racetrack. Right now with Dyson, my only concern is, should there be a caution that comes out before he does pit? The only saving grace that he could possibly have is that these guys have run long enough that we may have drivers that just feel that they're going to go down pit road for fresh tires again. I don't think it's going to be that many of them, but I think Dyson may be able to get a couple spots just on that alone. But right now, the way it's going, I'm more scared for Dyson that he doesn't go down pit road, that caution will come out. Because I just, that tension that we have going on with that secret magic number is that it can happen at any time. It can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen quite a number of incidents. There are quite a few guys now that have that incident count has kind of gone up a bit. So, like I said, we have RJ Root sitting on 18 incidents. We have Robert Miller sitting on 18 incidents. So, again, that number being 24. So those guys can't have another car contact, or they will be disqualified from the race. So,
I thought it was 21.
A pretty right, 21. So the car contact's 4, so that puts you at 22, which was.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So yeah, they can't have another car contact. They got a few off tracks they can give here, but that also puts them in jeopardy for if we do get another caution here, Carlos. Then obviously that bunches the field back up, and towards the end of the race, that's more chances for things to go awry. So we saw Van de Sant early on in that restart. He had issues that kind of took out. To put the nail in the coffin of the 83 machine, right? As he got some contact going through that. So all that stuff is coming into play. Yeah, we don't know if we're going to get that caution or when that caution is going to come out. Again, I think Andrew Dyson is playing at that caution because right now he is on lap 23 of the run with 20 to go. So a caution, I think we get 4 caution laps here at the Roval, right? So that would put him, I think a caution puts him to the good or right on the number for fuel. So I think that's what he's doing. Which is what I would expect. Again, look, he knows he's the car to beat here today. The checkered flag's probably all his. So I would, exactly what I would do if I was on the pit box right now for the 04 is don't worry about what anybody else is doing. We got it all covered. Even if we do get a caution, so what? We are the fastest car. As long as we have a few laps to go to work, we can always get that stuff back. And again, Andrew Dyson was not one of those cars that came in really hurting on. Well, I guess he was hurting on points. So he was only 3 above the cut line. So yeah.
Put up the graphic one more time.
Yep, he was 3 points above the cut line in 7th as we came into this race. So definitely want to win if you can get it right as you put the playoff points back on screen of where we came into this race. So Clayton Hoffman and Bobby Anderson again pretty tight again as we mentioned from 5th all the way down to 10th with RJ Root. So definitely want to win here. More really a top 5 again. Andrew Dyson, look, you just have to beat. All you have to do is finish ahead of a few of these guys, and you'll get into the playoffs, right? That's the goal right now. But we have the playoff again. He has the stage points. I think he's won both stages, so that's a plus 20 points already. So he's probably well and good to hunt for the win here with his current situation. Other guys on that list, not so much. And it looks like I think Bobby Anderson's on the same strategy as the leader. So he's also with 24 laps on his stint. So I think he's hanging it out here for a caution as well. In save mode, I would expect. As we have a spin there, someone smoked some
Dustin
tires.
Hall.
Dustin Hall having more issues in the one machine, that Mardon PC Chevrolet. So it looks like the Hail Mary for Dustin Hall not quite working out here for him, as he's continuing to have issues here with the one machine. So only 8 incident points for Dustin Hall. So he's not smashing into things, but just missing some lines here and there, it looks like.
The race, outside of the possible caution coming out, is cooled down a bit. A lot of these drivers are spread out. If there are any groups of drivers, they're groups like this where they're within eyesight, but they're like maybe 1 or 2 back corners away from there being a battle. Not too many cars are actually going side by side, although a couple laps ago we did have a couple that were still battling for position, but it's spreading out. We're in the killing laps section of the race, not expecting to see any multiple car contacts, but we're just expecting to see drivers missing the corners, clipping the grass, hitting the wall, those little 1Xs that add up.
Yep, absolutely. As we got cars, again, this kind of this second pack here of the front cars is Justin Hall lets all those guys go by. Are kind of close on track. Let's take a look back. Let's see further back in the pack here. So we got Jim Schofield back there in 10th position. Clayton Hoffman is in 11th. So again, we've seen Clayton have a couple issues today. Jason S. Taylor is running in 12th position right now. So again, he's had another one. He was battling earlier with Nolan Hodgson for quite a bit of time, and he's had a few issues, and you see damage on that 41 machine. Tanner Marty's up at the 13th. So decent run for Tanner Marty, who again has had quite a strong finishes here of late. Has come on in the second half of the season. So good on Tanner Marty, the DGR machine, racing for that Dalton Mobley group there. RJ Root, 14th position. So we've seen RJ also have his fair share of fun here today, as he is also a playoff contender, trying to race his way into the round of 8 in that 45 machine. And then Nolan Hodgson is down to 15th again. Contact with several of the cars, not happy with how he's been raced, which I got to say, man, Nolan's had some terrible luck here. That tends to happen to him more than not. But, more than, I think that's just kind of a symptom of being there in the Hornet's Nest. That kind of, again, he usually runs in that 8th to 15th kind of pack, and those guys are really close on pace. A lot of hard racing there, try to get those top 10s, and unfortunately, he's come out on the wrong end of the shaft there more times than not. So Dustin Hall, again, we talked about, he's down to 17th. We stayed out at the end of that last caution. As we have a caution on the track.
There it is.
With 17 to go. Caution is on the track. We have hit the incident limit with 16 to go. So we do have 2 out front that may stay out here and try to, as chaos, the chaos meme goes on the screen. With this caution, they may be able to start shutting that car off and coasting and might get to the end here. So that is Andrew Dyson, the 04, and Bobby Miller stayed out that run, kind of hoping to catch that caution, and they have caught it with 16 to go. Yep, he is definitely clutching in. So you have the RPM there circled on the dash, as we're not blurring it out because we're not NASCAR. I guess the Dyson, the DSR squad doesn't mind sharing that telemetry as you see the RPMs go back up. So when you see that 1997 there, as he's waiting for the pace car, it's like as well. When you see that, so you see the 2000 mark, that means that the car is, the RPMs are all the way down, which simply means the driver has the car clutched in, right? So they push the clutch all the way in, minimum RPM, that saves the maximum amount of fuel. So that is the strat here for Andrew Dyson. If we can take a trip back to Bobby Anderson as well, I expect him to be doing the same thing here, Carlos, with saving where he can. And yes, sir, he is also clutching as they go through oval 1 and 2. So fuel save is the modus operandi here for the top 2. So I don't expect them to come down pit road as they're going to try to hang it out. And Bobby Anderson, up into his highest position of the race, he's been running there for a while in second position. If he can come out of this race with a second spot and maybe even do the impossible, Carlos, maybe he can perform some of that Toyota magic that we haven't seen all year and get ahead of Dyson, and maybe he can get his first win of his career here in the 100% Cup Series. But the top 2 are set. Everyone behind them have already made their final stops. Robert Miller is in the third position. Patrick Gitters in fourth. Alex Murray is rounding out in the 22 machine, round out your fifth position. DeCiani in sixth, and Alex Van is back up into seventh. So a bit of a reset for Alex Van. Maybe, just maybe he can, right some wrongs here as he gets a last chance here to get a top 5 and potentially hunt that checkered flag. While we're under caution, no pit stops. We'll see who we can grab for an interview for now. But go ahead, Carlos.
No, I was going to say, it seems like this was essentially tied or maybe one lap less than the longest green flag run we've had, which was the initial start of the race. As, yeah, we're seeing here Dyson, Bobby Anderson, they're all staying out. I'm not seeing anybody who's, here we go, Dustin Hall, who's the lap down going down Pier Road, Sean O'Brien Jr., Jedi Taylor, all going down Pier Road. Some of these drivers had already gone down Pier Road, so at this point they're probably just maybe hoping some fresh tires will maybe help them get a spot or 2 here. But yeah, Dyson, Anderson staying out. Who else is on the 67 lap? That is Jonathan Delaney as well. But who did you bring up here?
So we're going to grab a word with Bobby Anderson. So we haven't talked to him. Let's see what the 5 car has to say. And also while we do that, shout out to the chat. I see we got Mitchell Horn and Ken Byron in the chat. Mitchell Horn rooting for the 4 car, saying he's advancing to the playoffs. Yeah, he's got some good stage points. I think Matt DeCiani is pretty secure. And Ken Byron rooting for the Dyson, Anderson, and Murray. So shout out to the YouTube chat. Let us know who you're rooting for as we get ready to grab Bobby Anderson here and bring him down for an interview to see what where he's at with his calls. And Bobby Anderson in the booth here with Damaris. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Well, Bobby, looks like the strat paid off. So you and Dyson stayed out. And looks like we were speculating up here in the booth that you're trying to catch that caution to get these caution laps to maybe stretch it to the end there. So is that what you wanted to see? How are we looking on fuel? Was that the strategy? Let us know. Is this playing to what you're trying to get at here with strategy?
I don't know. Dyson's good for sure. I don't know. I'm still tight. So he's really good at fuel saving. I am not. So I'm just trying to ride under here and save as much as I can. And we'll see. We'll let the chips fall where they may. Maybe you can throw me another caution, D.
Hey, man, as always, the PayPal is open, so you know what to do.
I got you.
All right, all good. So, yep, car's a little tight. So, again, obviously, opt and stay out, so no adjustments for you. But, yeah, so, look, you got the track position, man. Look, Dyson's been quick. So is the goal there? Are you trying to nick one off of Dyson to maybe get your first win of your career, or are we just trying to hold on to second position
here? You're funny, man. You're funny. I'm just trying to make it to the end at this point. So that's goal number 1.
I got you. Well, 10-4, man. Well, good luck on as we get ready to go racing here again. So 15 to go this time by. So Bobby Anderson, maybe, hey, you never know, man. Out here fighting for your life. Maybe you can get Dyson But yeah, hopefully you have a good race, man, and maybe we're talking to you at the end here.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, Bobby Anderson out of the booth in your 5 Kellogg's machine there, sitting in second position. So he'll be on the front row starting here. Once we go green, looks like we're not quite one to go yet. Looks like Nolan Hodgson has taken the wave around, so he has rejoined the field here. I believe does that put Nolan back on the lead lap? Let me get the screens moved around here. So yeah, I believe so. So Nolan Hodgson in the 12 machine is now on that lead lap. Speaking of which, let's see if we can get a quick word to him before they go green here. Let's see if we can just grab Nolan Hodgson real quick. Nolan, it's Demar's in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're getting ready to go green. We just want to check in. We know you've had some issues here. I heard on the radio you weren't really happy with our guys. How are we feeling now that we've got the caution, you've got the wave around? How are we feeling about this last stint here, 15-14 to go?
Well, honestly, I'm hoping for a little bit of chaos, but other than that, I mean, I guess I'm as happy as I can be. Kind of lucked out with that caution happening the way it happens. Try to fight through these lappers here, and try to gain some more positions here. I feel like I've had pretty good speed here in the last stint, so hopefully that translates to this run, and I can pick up some spots.
All right, well, good luck to you as we get ready to go green here. Hopefully you can nab a few spots, have a good points day, and yeah, man, good luck on the rest of your race.
Thank you.
All right, brief word with Nolan Hodgson here, who's been a little beat up as lights are off on the pace car, and we are 14 to go as we make our way through the back stretch here. So here it is, Carlos. We're finally here, man. This is what everyone was, different strategies everyone was trying to get to. Dyson and Anderson have stayed out, so hopefully trying to hit the fuel number here and keep the track position. Again, tires not terribly important here at the Roval. We only saw a few cars try the fresh tires. I'd say, kind of worked, not really, with Van Asant kind of made it work a little bit with the early stop to take tires. But yeah, man, here we are. Again, a lot of these guys are pretty high on the incident limit. We did see a caution come out in 16 laps, and I'd expect there'd probably be a little more contact. We could still get one more caution here for a blue white checkered, so we'll keep an eye on that as well.
I'm thinking we will. I think we're going to see a lot of drivers, or maybe not, we're going to see a couple of drivers get DQ'd. But I think that with all the chaos that's going to happen in these last 14 laps, I think we will have a caution with maybe 2 laps to go and have a green-white checker. And the question is, do Dyson and Anderson and Delaney have the fuel for that? This pace car is off.
Yep, pace car is off the track under the control of Andrew Dyson and Bobby Anderson on the front row. So we'll see when they go. He's gone in the middle of the chicane, which is probably the best to go. As green flag is out and we accelerate onto the front stretch. And a good start by Andrew Dyson. Oh, Bobby Anderson did not get a good start at all, and he falls down immediately.
Oh, Van der Sant goes around.
Anderson, and Van der Sant goes around again.
Delaney disqualified. Hoffman disqualified.
Oh no! Cars are disqualified here at the Roval as we go to a 3-ride TV replay. Alex Van der Sant again with another spin. As we see what happened as he maybe it's a little contact with the 21 potentially. Looks like I didn't see anything into him. Huh. So maybe some car contact against the other one. You said it was Hoffman and someone else that was. Yeah, wait. Hoffman and Delaney both out.
Delaney and Hoffman were disqualified under yellow.
Interesting.
No? Or right when green flag came out.
So maybe some car contact.
Anderson
crashed issue into the backstretch chicane here. Wow, chaos as we go green flag, maybe for the last time. Yep, just overcooked it into that the backstretch chicane here for Bobby Anderson. So he will drop down to about your 9th to 10th place position here. As we go
Here's
back
the
on the restart. So a 3-ride TV replay as we see Hoffman and Delaney.
Oh, little
there.
checkup right there. Contact between both of those drivers.
Oh, no. Yep, the line checked up, and Clayton Hoffman got into the back, and that's, again, the incident limit.
Miller's right there, guys.
System, so both of those guys eliminated. As Robert Miller is now working on Andrew Dyson in that second position all over him. So I think Andrew Dyson might still be in fuel save mode. We typically see him step off pretty immediately, man. He'll get 2 seconds on the field and kind of step it out to 5 or 6.
Actually,
Robert Miller's a slouch.
You say that. The last lap, Dyson put in the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, look, I was about to say, look, Robert Miller's no slouch on the road courses, right? He's always a threat to win. Even during the Delaney dominance, he was usually the one challenging that 6 car for the win. So, again, that LMM/Altus Esports 15 car. Again, he's one of the guys that is building setups and on the professional esports team here of Altus Esports, who typically have a couple representatives in the Coke Series. So again, knows his way around a race car, knows what adjustments he needs during the race. So you usually expect him to be faster and faster. It looks like that speed's coming to fruition as he's chasing down Andrew Dyson, who's put a little bit of space in between them now, not all over the back bumper, but again, Robert Miller certainly of that Alex Van der Sant, Alex Murray level of driver that can, on their day, right, compete with Andrew Dyson.
Put it on ATB for John Delaney or Clayton Hoffman if they wanted to talk about their race to go down into the Infield Care Center. And hopefully one of them comes on up and we'll talk to them. 15 smack the outside wall there. That's a very dangerous zone. That's where you can break the toe link. Although everything looks to be a-okay for the 15th. John Delaney is in the Infield Care Center. Let's go ahead and bring him up.
All right, John Delaney in the booth here, fresh out of the Infield Care Center. So, John, unfortunately, into your day, and Clayton Hoffman, it looks like you guys are both sitting on about 18 incident points or so, and checkup coming to the green flag, and both of you got together there. So, just tell us about the end of the race there.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, we had an up and down race all night. We started good, and then spun, and then got back up there, spun again, and so we were up and down all night. And, I just couldn't figure out a rhythm all night. I was just struggling to find really any speed, regardless. So yeah, we I don't know. It was an interesting race. It was a long one for sure. But yeah, well, I think we're good on points. I think we made it to the next round. So yeah.
I have to ask. Yeah. I have to ask that last time you spun out while you were third, and you had to drive backwards all the way until the straightaway ended before you can turn yourself around. What was going on through your head when that happened?
Yeah, I mean, the way I I couldn't really just turn her, or else I'd be going into the middle of the field. So had to bag it up and to an area that was had a little bit more room for me to turn around. So yeah, I mean, stuff like that you just gotta make up on the fly, and yeah.
Yeah, well, good on you. You did get it around and get it going again. So it was like those 84-hour work weeks kind of affecting the pace here on the track for the Roval. So again, you won here before, man. Again, yeah, looks like I think you're getting some stage points, so you should be good. We'll find out here. And you know, what's your outlook going out of this one? Sounds like you had a ball. You looking forward to Las Vegas?
Yeah. Las Vegas, good track for me. Mile and a half. It is going to be draft locked. 90% sure about that. So, now we'll just have to keep it clean throughout the next few races. And, yeah, we'll hopefully be able to make it to the next round and get to the Final Four.
All right, 10-4. Well, again, sorry about your race ending like that. Unfortunate to see for you and Clayton coming together, but again, looks like you hopefully you will advance. And again, maybe we're talking to you a little bit later in the coming races, man.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, man. So John Delaney out of the Infield Care Center as we check back in on the race. So Alex Murray and Robert Miller here racing for the second position here as, again, Andrew Dyson starting to extend that lead. 8 to go left in the race. So these two are going after it. Assuming maybe the question is, do we get another caution before the end of this race?
Seeing a lot of drivers getting those furled black flags, which means slow down because they cut the course. So usually that implies that maybe there might be an X on those cases, although I think it is possible to cut the course in this track without actually going off track. So seeing a lot of action on that case here tonight. We've had that first lap spin and wreck. We had a couple drivers check up and make contact and get DQ'd. So already those incident tallies did tally up very quickly, but it's only going to be a matter of time before we can tell if there will be a caution with a couple laps within green flag or green by checker territory, or if we're going to go green all the way as Dustin Hall has the meatball flag.
Yeah, let's check back. I was just actually looking at that battle. So there's a few lap cars back in the back. So he's fighting with Kyle Ammon here. I'm not sure if that's position. I know they're both laps down here, but that's a pretty close battle. We also
Dustin's
have
car is broken, guys. Dustin, you have a meatball flag. How are you holding off the guy behind you?
Well, the black and the orange just means it's something. There's some required repair. You can't have a limited amount of required repairs, so the car may not necessarily tow link, but maybe just accrued. The iRacing damage model as he comes down to serve and get that mandatory repair fixed here, so he can just pit road. You can just, we have that accrued damage model, right? If you keep banging the same spot on the car, so let's say you keep banging the right front up against the wall after 4, 5, 6 contacts, you will have to come down and it kind of simulates having some stuff that needs to be repaired or in an unsafe position. So the car can be drivable. I know that's more common on the road course for all my guys that race the road cars, GT3s, or even open wheels. That's far more common where you have 10 seconds of required or something like that. You got to come down and get it fixed and then get back on your way. So it's possible to drive the car. But anyway, Dustin Hall comes to the Chichiliv's pit crew. So that sets Kyle Ammon free as Wayne Grass chases him in the back. Again, I think, is Randy Drumhiller, is he by himself or does he have a car with him?
He's by himself.
Okay. Circle on my sim racing apps. It kind of looks like a car's around him. But anyway, Randy Drumhiller, who we haven't talked much about, is in the back there in the 44 car. So lap down, not only lead lap, competing for the race here as Dustin Hall has completed his repair, we assume here, and he's heading back.
38 seconds.
Track. So, 38 seconds of repair, and plus he took tires as well. I think Tanner Marty just, I don't know if he caught out pits or if he was letting somebody by there, but Tanner Marty's in your 8th position. I think he just let Van de Sant through, is what was happening there. Yep, and that is the case. So he's let Van de Sant through. He's free to fly. So 6 to go here. Again, Andrew Dyson out front, got 2-second lead over Robert Miller and Alex Murray, who were racing pretty hard there. So they were nose to tail. Alex Murray trying to get that second position. Look, Robert Miller has to be careful. He has 19 incident points, so another loss of control or a couple more off tracks for Robert Miller, and he would be DQ'd as well for second position. It could be unfortunate. So he's got to be careful not to get any contact from Alex Murray as he's trying to make the pass here as well. These two are clean races, so I don't expect any issues there, but just something to note. Robert Miller is almost on the limit there. Patrick Gitter, who's been up in the top 5 all race, is in 4th position in the 21 race EPI Chevrolet, followed by his teammate Matt DiCiani, who's in a similar cars there. So they're bringing it home here clean, and perhaps Matt's looking to nick that 4th place off of Patrick Gitter. So we'll see how that unfolds as we cross the stripe here with 5 to go in the race. Jim Schofield's in 6th. RJ Root is in your 7th position. So they're nose to tail as well. So they're racing for a spot here coming to the finish. So no incident issues for those. Oh, no, actually, RJ Root is on 19 as well. So he's pretty close. So he can't afford really any more mistakes here in the last few laps. Let's see here. Alex Van de Sant is in your 8th position with Tanner Marty right behind him, who Tanner Marty just let him through there. And then Bobby Anderson, who again stayed out, was on the same strategy as Andrew Dyson there at the end, has fallen back to 10th position. So good points on the day. Didn't quite work out. As he said, his car was a little tight. Didn't really have anything for Dyson, he thought, but hey, what the heck? He played his cards as we are 5 to go here to see what he can do. So trying to hold on to that top 10, but Nolan Hodgson is bearing down on him as Dustin Hall gets out of the way up top to let all those guys through. So being chased by the 12 car of Nolan Hodgson, who we just talked to on the stage break again. A pretty good rebound and recovery drive here for Nolan Hodgson, who was kind of bounced around here at the beginning of one of those restart series there. Behind them, Sean O'Brien Jr., SOBJ, is in your 12th position in that 24 car. So he's a little further back. Followed by his teammate, Jason S. Taylor, is running behind him in the pink Supreme car. You see just behind Sean O'Brien Jr. there. And Bobby Anderson has pit.
Yeah, he's gone down pit road.
So Bobby Anderson is on pit road. Is that for fuel?
He's already out.
Oh, so he's already out. So he had to do a splash and go, so could not save the fuel that we suspect Andrew Dyson is good. I mean, he's not coming down. So we think he can hit the number, but Bobby Anderson, again, was on the same fuel strategy. Now, I will say, look, all these cars and all these, look, you're open to pick whatever gearing and car setup, right? This is an open setup league. These guys will have engineers and crew chiefs, or maybe themselves are creating the setup. So the gearing is usually the rear end of how tall your gears are, the biggest factor in fuel usage. So everyone here could be potentially running a different gear set. So maybe that's just a different. Oh, it's Robert Miller. Oh man, again, he's on 19. He really can't afford to lose control of that car or spin around. That would be 2 incident points. That would put him on 21. But yeah, all these guys can run different gears, different setups. So maybe what Bobby Anderson unloaded with on the hauler just could not do the 40 laps or so that was required under green as Andrew Dyson. But we will see. Again, 3 to go. The race is not over. We'll see if Andrew Dyson can make it. Again, we saw him clutching, so he was definitely in full fuel save under the yellow flag here as we ride on board now with Andrew Dyson up front. We can actually see if he is, I would expect to see that he is actually, to see if he's lifting and coasting or even clutching as he's going down the backstretch here. So into the braking zone on the backstretch chicane.
He's not short shifting, I'll give him that.
Yep, no, he's definitely hitting the red revs there as you saw up through the gears. He doesn't appear to be saving any fuel right now, Carlos. He's running his race, so maybe he knows he is to the good. Again, that would be a pretty long stint. Again, we did have the 4 laps of caution, the 3 laps of caution in there. So he looks to be pretty confident in his number, or he's pulling a Jedi Taylor and just doesn't give a darn of how much fuel he has. He's going to run as hard as he can.
And also, you have to consider that a lot of these drivers, like, you can be... You're in your rhythm. You're running. You're shifting when you need to shift. You're hitting all your braking points. You're hitting the gas when you're used to it. But then you throw in saving fuel, which means now you're shifting later or not at all. You're getting off the throttle earlier. You're not hitting the gas as much. You're maybe not slowing down as hard as quickly, and that throws you off your rhythm. And then you can make a mistake. Maybe Andrew Dyson is somebody who either is going to go at it, or he's not going to change, or he's not going to go as hard, because then he gets thrown off his rhythm. He'll make a mistake. He'll ruin his race. So if he knows how to go fast, then he'll go fast.
Yeah, let's get off. So we got a couple battles still here. So Robert Miller and Alex Murray are still in battle. We still have R.J. Root and looks like Jim Sofield as well. So these 2 positions right behind the leader. Again, Andrew Dyson is checked out as usual. Again, we're watching to see if he is good to go in the field, to go to the 3-wide multicam view, as we got R.J. Root and Jim Schofield in the 45 and the 47 up top, and down low is your you watch. Switching around here, so we got Matt DeCiani, looks like, or Patrick Gitter, sorry, as we're watching him race with Matt DeCiani. Again, behind, they're about 12, 13 seconds behind the leaders here. Miller and Murray. Yep, 1 to go here as we take the white flag, so we should be green. The next flag will end the race, so we have made it. Again, Dyson is running his lap times. I guess he is good. Let's see if he has enough to do a burnout here, if he can make it to the checkered flag. Begin up top, we have Jim Schofield and R.J. Root racing hard here for that 6th position. So R.J. Root all over the back of the 47. Both of these playoff contenders. Again, R.J. Root is on 19 incidents, so he can't push that too hard if he doesn't have a clean move, as Jim Schofield just locked up a little bit as we watch Robert Miller. Looks like he has finally stepped off of Alex Murray, so maybe Alex in that 22 Project Esports machine has conceded that he will take the third place in the points and move on to the round of 8. But again, 47-45 continuing to battle tight on the gearbox into the last one of the last braking zones here on the backstretch chicane. 47-45 is right there. He's going to make the move. Does not make the move as Andrew Dyson slides off of the last chicane, and he will win the parking lot 400 at the Roval. Robert Miller is second, followed by Alex Murray. Now the EPI boys come through as Patrick Gitter looks like he will maintain that position, so he will take the 4th spot, and Matt DiCiani will round out to top 5 here at the parking lot 400. And the 6th place battle at Schofield holds on in front of RJ Root, followed by Alex Van Der Sant. And RJ Root from the radio said he really wanted that point, so gave it everything he had. Marty crosses the line. Nolan Hodgson crosses the line here in 10th position, so that's your top 10.
Oh.
Here as, oh wow, Sean OBJ goes airborne a little bit there. And a little contact at the end.
Little contact there because Sean had to slow down because he had a slowdown penalty and got rammed in the back by I think it was Jedi Taylor.
Yep. Trying to serve a slowdown in the racing lanes. I don't know if looks like everyone's laughing, so no hard feelings there. I'm sure if that was during the race, Dustin Hall would not have been.
Or if he got DQ'd from it, like inches from the finish.
Absolutely. But your winner, another road course win for Andrew Dyson, who punches his ticket into the round of 8, but the car was already in on points because he had the 20 points from the stages. That 04 machine who has enough fuel to do another lap as well. So looks like he was able to do about, let's see what the run is here. So 44 laps I'm seeing he ran. So that's 4 caution laps plus the 40, and has enough to do a burnout. He's going to burn it down here at the end of the race. 04, your winner, again, Robert Miller, rounding out your top 2 there, Alex Murray in 3rd, Patrick Gitter in 4th, and Matt DiCiani running out to top 5. So yeah, man, let's look at the results here. As again, rounding up, got your top 3, Gitter in 4th, DiCiani in 5th, all playoff drivers. Schofield looks like that's your highest non-playoff driver there, so he finishes in the 6th position, so he's able to hold off Randy Root. Big car, DeSanta, Alex Van Der Sant, 8th position. Tanner Marty in 9th. Nolan Hodgson again, great recovery drive from Nolan. Was able to get back up to 10th place after taking the wave around. Got knocked around after a couple of restarts there. Jedi Taylor in 11th, so pretty good recovery drive from him as well. He was running around back all race. Bobby Anderson unable to hold on to that 2nd position after he stayed out and made the call there. Sean O'Brien Jr. in 13th. I think that's a pretty good result for Sean OBJ's SOBJ there. So Randy Drumhiller in 14th. Looks like we're getting into the lap down car. So the best of the lappers here. Wayne Grass rounds out 15th. Dustin Hall, again, made the call to stay out there at one of those last cautions. Could not make it work. So he finishes 16th. Delaney in 17th. Clayton Hoffman, who was DQ'd in 18th. Kyle Ammon in 19th. Travis Cremata finishes 20th. And Hoytsma Benefield 21st and 22nd, Jeff Chandler in 23rd, and Devin Medeiros, who was the first car out, finishes in 24th position. All right, so let's get ready to get a word with our top 3 finishers here. And see, get a word to see what they thought of the race and what they're looking for in the future here. Keep clicking on the wrong Discord screen. Okay, here we go.
Been there a couple times.
I keep pulling up the live stream. I want to pull up the team chat. Anyway, all right, let's get our 3 winners down here. So we got to get Dyson, Miller, and Murray. These guys are all spread out here.
Move Murray.
I'm getting Dyson now, so I'll move him into the waiting room.
All right, Miller's in the waiting room.
All right, good deal. Let's see here. So let's get Murray, who's the 3rd place finisher, into the booth. Alex Murray is DeMar's booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, gotcha.
Well, Alex, third place finish for you on the day. You pretty much from the top 5 all race. We saw you up there competing for third and even second sometimes, trying to chase down Dyson. So pretty good run from you here in the Project eSports machine. Tell us about your race, man.
Yeah, pretty much knew going into it with the point situation that needed to get as many stage points as possible and get the best finish we could. I knew Andrew would be super tough to beat, and obviously Robert came along there at the end and just tried to keep it off the walls and keep it in one piece so we could finish in the top 5 somewhere. I knew when I was behind Gitter there, I needed to keep him within grasp because he was only a couple behind me in points. So definitely a good night.
Absolutely, yep. You definitely came in a little sketchy. You were 3 points above the cut coming in, but again, with stage points in the finish, pretty sure you probably punched your ticket into the round of 8 there. A lot of cautions tonight, man. A lot of chaotic race. Did you, did it play into your strategy? Did you have to adjust during the race at all? Saw a couple guys make the fuel strategy call. A couple guys were kind of playing to the caution. What were your thoughts there as this kind of race unfolded there?
I was pretty much going with the flow there. I didn't want to rely on a caution and not get one, so just doing what I knew to do and let it play how it did. So thought we might be able to make it on fuel after that one caution, and then decided it's better just go in and be safe. So ended up starting I think 9th and working our way up. But yeah, I mean, strategy was definitely a key tonight.
All right, absolutely. Well, congratulations there on the third place finish there. So podium for you in the 22 machine. What shout outs you got here, Alex?
Reco Performance, Northern Alliance on mental illness. They research, things to help with mental illness, and also No Kid Hungry. Just definitely a team effort tonight, and go into Vegas with hopefully in the round of 8.
All right, man. We will see you at Vegas. Good luck to you again. Congratulations on the finish. It's
Thank
Alex
you.
Murray in your third position at the Roval Parking Lot 400. So let's get Robert Miller in here next. And your second place finisher, Robert Miller. Robert, good race, man. From you, speed all the time. We thought you might have a little something for Dyson there at the end as you're keeping pace with him. Tell us about your race, man. How did it work out? Did you get what you thought you could get out of it?
It was eventful, to say the least. I ended up getting some toe damage like about 5-10 laps into the race, and I was dealing with that the entire race, basically. Made under braking really sketchy, and made certain turns very hard to rotate under. So it was just a lot of figuring out the rest of the race. I ended up getting into a couple of people because I wasn't prepared for how it was affecting me, and I felt really bad for it, and I got really close on getting DQ'd, but luckily I didn't. Yeah, and then eventually the car, everything just kind of came alive the last 30, or that last fuel run, basically. We really started putting down some really, really fast laps. And yeah, we had a shot at winning that last fuel run if it would have went green all the way.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So we saw you finished with 20 incident points. You were sitting on 19, and you were racing pretty hard. Look, Alex wasn't giving you anything. He was trying to get it off of you. So yeah, tell us about walking that tightrope, man. You had the speed, competing for a win, but also trying to keep your car into it and walk away with the points you need for playoffs.
I mean, it's part of the deal, especially with course racing and track limits, hitting the wall, hitting other people. Just the cleaner you are, the better race you can have overall. I mean, Andrew didn't really have many incidences in any one race, while everybody else was having a lot of incidences, and they were getting disqualified left and right. My teammate Lucas did. He got DQ'd too. So it was just one of those attrition races. Luckily, I got through it, especially that not the last caution, the last caution before that. I made up like 4 or 5 spots within like 2 laps because everybody kept wrecking each other in front of me, and somehow I got through it clean. So that's pretty much the name of the game on that way.
Yep, and you played the game correctly, and you come out with a second place finish. Again, not quite enough for Dyson, but again, not a bad day. Again, I was singing your praises, man. You're one of the road course ringers we got here, so always a threat to win. So congratulations to you on second place. Hopefully we can go into Las Vegas and you have another good run. Any shout outs for the guys that help you get it done?
Yes, Altus eSports, Altus Engineering for the help today this week. They always give me a hand when it comes to road courses. I'm always asking, begging, pleading because I want more. I want to get better at it. So there's that. Tucker Minner, he finished second this year in Coke, so congrats to him. That's my driver. I have a spot for him, so well done for Tucker. For my wife, we just had to celebrate our anniversary yesterday, well, 3 days ago technically, and her birthday yesterday. So we went on a trip, just got back today, so thank you to the wife for dealing with me for 9 years, so there's that.
All right, well, nice. Well, happy anniversary and birthday to Mrs. Miller. And again, congratulations to you, Robert, on second place finish. Hell of a race tonight, man. We'll look to see you at Las Vegas.
Thank you.
All right, and your race winner, once again on the road course, the fighting Aussie here, Andrew Dyson, walks away with another checkered flag. Andrew, man, look, you spent most of that race in clean air, not really any worries. You would, after every restart, you kind of controlled it and would step off to 5 or 6 seconds. Did see you in a little trouble there on one of the restarts with the strategy call with Van de Sant, but other than that, man, not really a whole lot of issues for you, man. Tell us about your race, and did it go as expected?
Yeah, thanks, man. It did go, for the most part, pretty well as expected. I mean, I definitely thought there'd be some guys who would make some different strike calls, like we saw Alex do, and that worked for him there in that moment where he was in front. He won that stage, so that worked in his favour there. Had a little battle with him, which was fun. So yeah, was expecting that sort of stuff to go down, but as far as the pace goes, I felt like I had it pretty under control, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, and you guys, I was letting the guys, everyone know that you kind of had a preview of that last night. You guys were doing kind of the same thing in D2, so door-to-door racing side by side. It was exciting to watch, man. You guys are, again, top of the craft, man. It's always fun to see good, hard, clean racing like that. Unfortunately, Van de Sant couldn't really hang with you, but so you punch your ticket into the round of 8, max stage points, kind of maximum points for the weekend. So round of 12 done, round of 8 coming up. We're going to Las Vegas. How's it looking? What are we expecting for the next round? So no road courses left in the playoffs, so I guess no guaranteed wins for you, but we head into Las Vegas for that round of 8.
Oh man, a road course is never a guaranteed win. You never know what could happen, but these next few races, it's a pretty good lineup.
Come on.
Oh, that's a good lineup for these next few tracks, and just need to do the best I can. Vegas is good. I like Vegas, so hopefully I can get off to a good start in this next round, and we'll see how we go. But man, there's plenty of fast guys here who know what they're doing on the road. All the road courses really, like Alex, he's right there, and both the Alexes actually. Robert, I mean, he didn't start too well today, but he's got a lot of pace. So yeah, I suppose next year there's another chance for the boys to get one back.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you're no slouch on the ovals yourself. You and teammate Pearson, well, not teammate in the league, but teammate otherwise, is you guys have stepped up the oval game throughout the year, so we expect you to be pretty much competitive there. So, any shout outs? Anybody helps you get it done here in the 04 machine?
Just thanks to all the guys at Dirty South. Thanks everyone for coming out for race tonight. Thanks everyone who congratulated me after the race. I know I didn't say anything, but thanks to everyone who gave me a little shout there. Appreciate that. And thanks to yourself for putting the lead together and yelling at virtual race cars tonight. Love your work, man.
All right, thanks, man. So Andrew Dyson, your winner at the Roval Parking Lot 400. So, yep, good luck, Dyson, man. Hopefully we're talking to you again later on at Vegas or in the season. So, good run for you tonight, man. Pleasure seeing you, watching your race. Again, you and Van de Sant, hell of a battle. You and Miller, hell of a battle. So, we say goodbye to Andrew Dyson, and that will kind of wrap up the Parking Lot 400 here from the Roval. This is probably, I don't know, Carlos, this is up here, man. It's probably one of the best Roval races we've had. I know that, a couple years ago, myself and Kevin were battling for the final transfer spot, and that was pretty exciting. But top to bottom, I guess with the cautions gave us a different strategy looks. Guys are trying different ways to get to the front and try to get that first place off of Andrew Dyson, and it was a ball to watch and call. So I actually enjoyed calling that race. I was pretty excited, man. It was not a dull moment in the road courses. You never know, man. You could get spread out and everybody could be 2 seconds away from each other and nothing ever happens. But the guys are racing. Everybody brought their A game. We saw some DQ, so the keeping the car clean played into the strategy tonight. So the guys that could keep it clean and fight through the attrition got the reward at the end. So we sign off tonight here from the Roval as we head into Las Vegas for the next race. We should be back on the air here on the 100% YouTube channel, brought to you by 3Wide TV. I'm DeMar Sickenbottom in the booth with Carlos Costa puts in the buttons, and we say goodbye to you, and we will see you at Las Vegas. Good night.